Welcome to this episode. Damn it, Outcast.
Nice.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's great. Don't cut that. That's perfect.
It's
Nope,
very
nope.
good.
We did it in one. Did it.
Editor, leave it in.
Leave it in.
That's me.
It's you.
All right, so first, some brief announcements. It's not new, but we have to remind y'all because maybe you haven't done it yet. So, y'all, the Crit Award nominations are still open. That is critawards.org, and they closed May 31st, and that may seem like a lot of time, but I have ADHD, and time is soup, so don't wait.
Man, that hurt me.
Don't wait because I have ADHD. That's how that works.
And that may seem like a lot of time, but I have ADHD, so it's clearly not a lot of time.
It's not.
I'm glad you understood what I said.
Rent's due, like, shit, man.
What we're saying, though, is if you like what we do or any other creators out there that you want to support, go nominate them for the Crit Awards. That's what got us to be award-winning last year, and we want to be more award-winning. So if there are certain categories that have certain, like, you need to submit links for, like moments, like YouTube clips or things like that. So we made it easy because a lot of folks that have selected those moments, we just kind of organize those into our announcements in the Discord, so you can go ahead and find that, and we have easy, so you don't go out hunting for it if you don't want to. But all of that is available for you. Go support the creators that you love. Go nominate them at the Crit Awards. That is the announcements that I have. So I'll go over to their sponsors, I believe.
Sponsor. Eldritch Osiris Games is a fantastic ttrpg co-op. The first in history, so I hear. They cooperate with a bunch of other independent TTRPG creatives, generally in the Pathfinder space, but kind of dabbling in and amongst all sorts of different spaces and corners. Eldritch Osiris Games just recently, within the last couple of days, released the third playtest for Mechfinder, Universe of Mech and Magic. What in the world were all those words that I just said, you may be wondering? Well, Mechfinder presents you with the opportunity to travel the stars with colossal-sized mechs to fight against dangerous threats of the galaxy using Pathfinder 2nd Edition or D&D 5th Edition if you like. You can control Titans of Steel to perform acts of heroism in an unprecedented scale.
Pathfinder.
There's a whole
Kaiju.
lot more. Woo! There's a whole lot more that you can learn about it as well. You can, if you were not fortunate enough to back it when it was on Kickstarter, you can pre-order it now if you go to eldritchosirisgames.com/mechfinder. You can learn more about it there. You can watch the cool trailer. You can sign up for pre-orders, and you should do that because it's rad. Eldritch Osiris is
I wrote
rad.
something about nanites in there.
Yeah, you did.
Hey.
Spoiler.
Yeah,
It's
there's
already
also
good,
some free teaser demos on the website as well. So if you want to check it out before you put in that pre-order, I mean, there's no reason to. It's free to check out.
The higher you go, the more your mic just says no.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
really
really?
funny, though. It was a very me thing.
I love it. I love it.
Interesting.
So, with that, y'all, I guess we have nothing left to do. But see you.
You know what?
next
Maybe we shouldn't play. It's fine. Maybe we should just leave it here. Like,
Welcome. Okay, y'all. Last we left off. Face to face with a stinky situation, the outcasts discover an angry skeletal hellcat dripping with boiling blood facing them down. Whilst putting up a good fight, Hideaki targets the door to the next room, yelling until Ubanu himself shows his face, angry that the party's accosting his pet. Enraged by their intrusion and association with the Magaambya, he immediately begins making demands. But Arafe, or rather Rin, won't stand for it. Well intimidated by her, Ubanu is finally willing to talk, calling off the Hellcat Rajada. Swayed to explain through his rage, he demands 300 gold that students Oyo and Matembe from a advanced studies class said that the school would be good for the formula they were buying from him. Unfortunately for Ubanu, that class doesn't exist, and those people don't go to that school. Hideaki, frustrated, begins demanding his own answers and sets in motion negotiations against his allies' interests. After an impressive display of magic by Ubanu, Hideaki proposes that he can get Ubanu into the Magaambya, but Arafe refutes the deal. After some intense back and forth about tempers and capabilities, they manage to convince Ubanu to calm down, that they'll get to the bottom of the theft. A frustrated Hideaki stays behind for a moment, wanting to offer his final piece, but leaves several business cards before heading on his way. Outside of the cave, the party debates what trail to follow when Tal pieces together is reminded of their Anadi friends and the Hababe building. Ark also draws the realization that the clothes Ubanu described might match the description of the dead serpent folk. Ark also takes his time to make it clear to Arafe his distaste for her protection of him, claiming to not need it. Well, Hideaki asks for a pit stop at the Chime Ringers, wanting to look into the rumor that those of the two that were turned in were taken care of, with perhaps, maybe an ulterior motive of seeing Sebastian.
Excuse me, Freckles. Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna need that big glass of water.
Sebastian unfortunately doesn't have the knowledge they're looking for and directs them to Captain Thomas, who explains that those two were transferred and he'll look deeper into it and get back to them. While outside, Arafe and Tal have a heart-to-heart, Arafe having a sudden and uncomfortable clarity that she may not be giving Tal as much of her attention as she gives Ark and Hideaki. Nim even speaks, much to Arafe and Tal's surprise. Well, chore done, the party gently razzes Hideaki over his attraction to Sebastian as they make their way back home. Out of sight, Sebastian steps out of the building, takes a deep breath, and moves on in an unknown direction with some purpose. And we're going to pick back up as we head back into campus. So I'm going to say it is, let's see, you guys went out earlier in the day. You made a pit stop. It's probably late afternoon, early evening, something like that. What, dear friends, are y'all up to?
I think we discussed going to Janatimo's office, didn't we?
I think so.
I believe so.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mid-argument.
We haven't caught up in a hot second. Might as well.
So we're taking our glasses of water to Janatimo's office.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
God, even the recap comes for Hideaki. It's what a mess.
Hey, he's a messy, messy boy.
He is indeed, and I love him a lot.
All right, so y'all head to Janatimo's office.
Yeah.
You've done this enough times now, though it's perhaps been a little bit, and you go ahead and knock on the door. Hear a little bit of shuffling, eventually opens up. Oh. Well, if it isn't the Outcasts. Evening.
Formerly
Hey.
the future.
Yep.
Oh, I missed that one. Kind of looks over you, Hideaki, and your clothing situation, which
Your
was
whole
prestidigitated in like a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I believe.
It's still
Yeah.
a mess, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try not to bleed on your carpet.
Do you need medical attention?
I'll be fine.
All right. Come on in. I'm sure there's a story to tell here.
Yeah, the paint gives me focus, and he walks in.
I think who walks in after Hideaki?
Ark will.
Who other than Ark walks in after?
I'll also go in.
What a
Yeah.
great response!
I think Janatimo will skip over Ark, but then share a look with you, Tal, of like, okay, like reacting to that comment very quickly, and usher you all inside.
The Tal just like purses her. Cats have lips. These are the things I've never thought about before.
Like, immediate oh god,
right? But just like shares a knowing like nod of like, it's and then just follows.
Perfect. You all settle in as you are wont to do. His office is a mess as always. Couple of stacks of books and papers that he quickly kind of like on some of the chairs that y'all usually sit in that he kind of grabs and moves out of the way. So, is this a blackboard situation or just a story time?
I think a story is enough for this one.
Perfect.
Looks to Hideaki, because usually Hideaki's the one that wants to tell the story.
As you do that, he is like pointing, like kind of doing like a quarter bow towards you, and with a hand out.
Oh, to me?
Yes.
Interesting. All right. Well,
Just I'm not to interrupt the story as a whole, but I just want to know what I'm getting into. Is anybody dead?
no.
No.
Wonderful. Continue. You see him kind of like relax a little.
Well, we had been following up on some fires that had happened on campus. Long and short, we found our way out to Ubanu's place. Because I am blanking on the name of the store.
It's the Firepot Forge.
Yeah.
I think his name is Firepot Ubanu
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah, he goes by Firepot.
The Firepot Forge, north of the city. We had figured out that he was the one that did it. Long and short, he was approached by individuals claiming to be from the school, and they took 300 gold worth of stuff from him, claiming we would pay for it.
So individuals from the school, or claiming to be from
Claiming to be
to
from
be.
the school.
So individuals claiming to be from the school put in an order, and now Ubanu's demanding that the school pay for
it. And that's why he started the
that's-
fires, because he believed that we just weren't paying
your
him.
debts. No, that makes a lot of
Yes.
sense. That is an unfortunate situation. How did you manage to resolve it?
It is ongoing. We are going to try and locate these people. He very much believes the school is responsible for him being swindled. We could not fix that.
Understandable. That sounds oddly familiar.
The individuals said that their names were Oyo and Matembe. I don't know
No,
if
not
those
those
sound
names.
familiar.
Not particularly. No, I meant Firepot. I'm familiar
name
with the
sounds
alchemical.
familiar?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
he-
familiar with the forge, but
He tried to become a student here a handful of years ago,
Oh.
multiple times.
oh,
He's very
He
loud.
didn't leave a good impression.
all right.
He's kind of angry all the time.
I suppose that implies with the nickname. I appreciate a good naming, and that sounds like it fits. So at least that's good for
Yes.
him.
very on the nose.
He also has 4 minotaurs and a hellcat.
And like Hideaki will like like show off. his-
Oh,
That is
does
from the
explain
Hellcat,
it.
not the Minotaurs.
That is a good point of clarification. Yes.
Good.
Speaking of clarification, I believe we were able to negotiate a ceasefire. Pardon the pun.
He genuinely chuckles at that.
Because I believed call it another classic Hideaki hunch that if maybe we were able to offer him something more than, say, worth 300 gold, that we could resolve this permanently and switch an enemy to an ally. And that
is wonderful.
exactly. So what that means is offering him admission to the school.
I'm sorry?
That means offering him admission to the school.
Okay.
Janatimo can see Arafe is visibly just like, not the rest of us.
Okay, and I think he's gonna like scan over all of y'all in this moment, seeing that very clearly from Arafe.
Irritation.
Irritation and sort of like, I'm not in agreement with this. I'm not on the same wavelength. Ark, are you presenting any particular way?
Ark seems highly uninterested in this conversation.
Okay.
I love that
Ark.
so much. I love Ark.
I
too.
love Ark.
And Tal.
Similar to Arafe, just kind of resigned because Hideaki is gonna do what he wants, but not on board.
Okay. All right. So I'm sensing some tension around this, and I understand if it is a negotiation point in a ceasefire of a kind, then perhaps this was a wonderful idea. We can take a look. Has Ubanu been promised anything?
Admission.
Promised admission.
Yeah,
Yes.
Arafe is gonna look right at him and it says promise. It's gonna look right at Hideaki.
Okay. I can see where that might be an issue.
Sure.
Let's take a look 1 second. And
But
you see
can
him
I-
go real quick to on his like desk, leafs through a couple pieces of paper, takes one, kind of does this like, okay, and then like rips half of it, and scribbles something down, and you see him fold it into this elaborate little like paper airplane basically. Stands up, opens a window, and sends it out. And you've received missives like this from him before as well, as he kind of sends some kind of charmed note outwards before coming back.
So my thought process, on top of flipping an enemy to an ally, is he hasn't really applied in several years. 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and 3. Profiting.
No, but he has set fires on school premise in the last few weeks.
Is that better or worse than murder and arson?
It is arson, I believe.
I mean the combination of the two.
It is better than murder.
Sure. And yet,
but-
here we are.
The standards of acceptance to the school is not so simple as not murder.
Didn't say it was.
Though I'm not here to squash a creative idea.
I've also never murdered anybody.
No?
Correct. It is prerequisite, I suppose, to.
Self-defense is
Sure.
not murder.
Sure.
Do you say that super quietly?
What did you actually say? I missed it.
Self-defense is not murder,
Yeah,
is what he said.
self-defense is not murder.
I mean, technically, by the law, it's
By the law.
it's manslaughter.
He doesn't know that. Anyway.
Ark has
Ark does.
never killed something that did not attack him first.
Fair enough.
Well, all right. Well, I'll take a look at the records
Sure.
of his previous admissions. My initial belief would be that, at minimum, we would need to address the concerns of the fires
Sure.
first.
I think that's valid. And I don't want, if this goes badly, or my intent to give him a chance goes poorly, I would rather me be the only one this time to be impacted from a punishment perspective. I.e., if he is granted admission and then does something awful and it is chosen that he is expelled, then I think it is fair for you to expel me too, but not everyone else.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I respect the ownership of said promise. I would encourage you to not make promises on behalf of the school as representatives of the school that you are not 100% certain that you could fulfill.
I was feeling
With
pretty
that
confident.
in mind. What was that? I was so sorry.
I was feeling pretty confident, but I understand. I'm more of a forgiveness and not permission kind of person, you know?
Yes. Here, you've been through a lot. I sent a missive to get some records, so how about some tea? Would you like some tea?
Also, there's another thing. How does
That's a no to the tea. Like he got up and then was like, okay.
Tal just
Would
raises
be
their
wonderful. Thank you.
raises their hand. It says they want tea.
But he kind of sits down, like, again, because there's
Never
one
mind.
more thing.
I also promised to sponsor him, so I would love to understand how that works as well.
Tea then. It kind of gets up and goes into the kitchen. So eventually, you guys get some tea and there's some small talk before there is a kind of quick rapid knock on the door. Come in. And you see a now familiar looking halfling that comes running in.
This whole world.
Okash, the bursar that you're familiar with, comes running in with like a stack of like papers and a little book. And she kind of runs in a little bit before kind of clocking you guys. She goes, "Hey Jan, you asked for these." Oh hey,
Jan! Oh no! Oh,
oh my gosh, look at y'all. It's oh my gosh. Oh, I'm so old. You guys look like you've been through some stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Just Hideaki.
It's been a day. Did anyone else get hit? I don't remember. I don't remember if anyone else get hit.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
you did. Yeah, but he's fucked up.
You know, you win some, you lose some. Keep your chin up, all right? Anyways, Jan, here, you have all of this stuff, right? You wanted all the stuff on Ubanu? And Janatimo was like, "Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much, Okash." And kind of just takes this from her. And she kind of looks around for a second, and he's like, that's all. She's like, "Oh, all right, I was gonna have some tea, but you know, if you don't want to offer it to me, no, that's fine. All right, have a good day, y'all." And she kind of turns around. Janatimo was like, "Oh, no, And she's like, runs off.
Look, you can either give me tea or tea, okay? There has to be some form of tea here.
Right. Like Hideaki kind of has this like almost like overwhelmed look, and it looks to everyone. Is that just like to talk to me?
No.
Tal does not say anything.
Sometimes.
Thank you, R2.
After Okash leaves, Janatimo takes a brief look through some of these school records that he has in regards to what you assume is Ubanu. You see him, this kind of hopeful look slowly devolve into like,
Oh, I love this.
"Oh, this is going to be an issue." Okay, so it looks like he does indeed have some troublesome application history. You see him kind of run a finger through the list. Explosive temper, yelled at teachers,
Looks at Hideaki.
Literally, as you look at him, Arafe, he literally is in the air just doing check, check.
singed a classroom. I'm sure there's more story there. Okay, burned some students, some admissions, destroyed some of the books in the library. Right, and like kind of going through this little list.
Were they in a tree?
Oh, that would be really funny.
That's why they don't use the Sprout House anymore.
What a lore drop that would be.
I have concerns, unfortunately, and the fact that you are not a united front on this is really what is the nail in the coffin for me. It is, in terms of sponsorship, Hideaki, first of all, that is a privilege given to teachers, lore speakers, rather, and other close associates, not typically students. But something similar-ish, perhaps, could be created here. But Firepot Ubanu, true to his name, is going to be more than I believe you're going to be able to handle while also being a student. I don't see how you would be able to keep up on your coursework and keep a close enough eye on him alone. So this really is going to be a group decision. Kind of turns to everybody. For him to be granted admission, first he would need an apology, to provide an apology to the school for his actions. Immediately y'all think about how that's going to go over.
Totally.
And then second, I would need you, as a cohort, to accept close responsibility of his coursework and behavior.
No.
No.
Al just shakes her head.
All right. I believe that's valid. That being said, kind of closes the papers in front of him and puts it off to a way too precarious pile that's like teeters scarily on the edge of his desk. I suppose that settles that matter. And that leaves then the question of what remains of the issue. If he does not gain admission to the school, will he continue to be a problem?
Yes. For sure.
Probably not if he gets his money back.
He is
And how much was
concerned
that?
about 300 gold.
Hideaki gets up and walks out of the office.
Janatimo kind of sighs.
The other concern we do have is if the school is concerned at all, there are a couple people out there using their name to swindle people.
Yes, we'll look into it, definitely. I've jotted down the names. You said, what was the first one?
Oyo
Oyo
and Matembe.
right? All
Yes.
right. I'll look into it. I believe Okosh did not provide any of records of them, so I don't believe they're in the school's records.
They claim to be in the advanced class, I believe they said. So
I don't believe we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well-
We also checked and knew there wasn't an advanced class, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it was just more of so they knew what they're
Yeah,
What they're
scheme
claiming.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit weak-willed, and typically with understanding to Firepot Ubanu's situation, and he did get swindled. That is unfortunate. I understand his frustration at the school. However, there's little that we could do.
We
in
did
regards to that.
we did try to explain to him that the school can't be held responsible for the scamming, but he's you can
hot-headed.
imagine based
I
on how that
understand.
went.
Yes, yes. No, I understand. Well,
What if... Man, I'm trying to think if Ark would actually think of this.
Roll for it!
This is a Waffles problem.
Roll for it!
do you?
It's
I'm-
TTRPGs. Dice
Yeah.
solve everything.
I'm just
Or
gonna
make it
s-
worse.
I'm just gonna say what if we were to set up something between his business and the school to slowly make the money back? He is an alchemist and can buy and sell alchemical reagents, I assume.
Actually, quite a good idea, Ark.
All right. That's a curious. I mean, from what I've heard, he's a skilled alchemist. If that is something that we could talk to, my brain was Zokon. I knew that. Talk to Zokon for. We could spin it as a profitable deal exclusively for him, an apology of his situation, while it's not being something that the school is actually paying for. Do you feel confident? It kind of looks at you, Ark, but also to the rest of the two of you, brokering such a deal?
No.
We can definitely. Okay.
I mean, Ark is speaking for himself. But
Yeah, no, yeah, and I think she would start to say that, but once Ark says no, she's gonna pull back right away.
How about
don't-
you?
I would like to say yes, but I don't know if we will be well received after he's informed he's not getting into the school.
he's very loud, and I don't want to talk to him.
He's very angry. As, again, you could
He's
probably
quite
tell.
stubborn too. He seems to not want to
Alright.
hear anybody talk but himself.
I think his emotions get in the way.
Yes.
I
It's
agree.
understandable. All right. I think there's going to be a two-step process to this. First, after Hideaki resolves his emotions on the situation, which I hope I can rely on you to talk to him, I do believe that as he is the one to have made the promise, he will need to relay the broken promise. After the fallout of that, I will be happy to assist in talking to Zokon on the deal, but I think we should lay it up with you as you were involved. So, let him down, but offer this second chance at the payment. Does that sound amicable?
Sure.
I think, yes. We could work that out.
All right. Just send me a message when he's been told.
Okay.
I think on the way out, Ark will ask Erfe and Tal, do you think Hideaki is angry?
Yes, I do.
I think so.
Why?
Because we didn't agree with him, maybe?
I think it is very complex. I think he is probably upset that we did not agree with him. And I think he's probably also angry that he did not deliver on a promise.
Do you think emotions made him make that promise?
I think they played a part. I personally think there's a little bit more going on with that, but I think they played a part.
Okay.
I know, it's not a helpful answer.
We will kind of fade out of this conversation as you all head out of Janatimo's office, we're going to cut to where Hideaki has gone.
We camera chicken.
Runs after Hideaki.
Oh God! Why didn't you tell me? We're having a scene over here.
I was on my break.
Hideaki is in a very climbing up a very familiar place, which is the place where he goes to think. A very familiar tower.
The Spire Dormitory, one of the towers of the Spire Dormitory?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. The gravity.
The one from the
tower.
intro! It's
You
right here,
do,
that one!
Yeah, the one right behind you. You do a hop, skip, and a jump up the gravity-defying tower.
It
climbing your way up
hurts
onto the
so
roof.
much more than it used to.
And you make your way to one of your favorite little spots.
And like, as like the, the sounds of the afternoon, the cicadas, he's just
Take a long, deep sigh.
and he'll manifest over Noza. Well, that didn't work.
No, it didn't.
Thought it was like at least like a 35, like 65, but whew. I just had to get out of there because I was about to say something that I was probably going to regret. You want to know what it's going to be?
Of course.
I was going to call Teacher Janatimo out about hypocrisy because we can deny someone this opportunity while the students that go to this school start cults, hurt people under the guise of self-defense, me and myself included, blow up a park as a strategic decision, and also, if you don't recall, like if you don't remember, when Tal died, I threatened to kill a bunch of myceloids, and yet I'm still here.
Some of those things that you listed I don't view in the same category. The cult I don't really know anything about, but I don't know if anybody was harmed. Now, from my understanding with the park incident, that was not something that the Magaambya approved of.
I don't think it matters.
Why are you frustrated, really?
Because I feel like I have the people around me, like I have their back, and sometimes I feel like, and like I like I lean on them a lot,
Yes.
and sometimes I just don't feel like either one of those is reciprocated.
You see Overnode's a nod slowly. And like you watch his eyes as he kind of just follows a pair of students that are kind of like curving from the direction that you are behind, like emerging from some trees and heading across that circular path, and he's just kind of watching them.
Like in regards to Firepot Ubanu, I'm not even saying it's a good idea, but it would have worked. Because,
well, what? I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. It would have worked. What is it?
The fire stopped, and he gets what he wants.
And the school
A chance.
has to deal with the repercussions?
The school has to deal with the repercussions regardless. I.e. us.
I understand. Kind of nods. It is understandable. I
What's
believe that
understandable?
you wanted them to back you with your decision. And
Like, I'm
when
even okay with
those
them disagreeing. Like, just like let me do it.
right now, you are still a student at this school. Which means that at a snap of your fingers, you can't make those promises and deliver. Yet. But you have more influence now than you did when you first got here. You've climbed through those ranks, and what did he say? That a teacher can sponsor?
Oh, I
Well,
know.
aren't you just a step away?
I know. Oh,
The
damn
school
it.
here is a confined environment. It's a small environment when you look at the vastness of the world. You want to make a difference. I see that. We will make a difference. We are making a difference. We'll
Yeah.
continue to make a difference. Just a roadblock.
Patience equals growth, right?
I am no fan of patience, Hideaki. But I don't have a choice.
I can't believe you continued to not even like be like, hey, you gonna read that book? Gonna maybe like, do a little research today on, on me? I appreciate that.
Knowledge is power, yes. But I don't think we're going to find a solution in one book, Hideaki. You'll
Yeah.
read that book, you'll learn more information. But the reality is what I need from you to get out of here. And you watch as, like, he goes a little bit translucent and you see a little bit of that, like, astralness in him when he says here. That's a raw kind of power. To break this binding. I know a lot, and if we are missing any one piece of information, we will find it. I have waited hundreds of years. And in the span of this one, look at how powerful you have gone. How powerful you have grown. This is nothing. 2 years, 3 years more. You see him, his like snout curls up, shows a little bit of that toothy grin. That's closer than it's ever been.
Yeah. You know something though. And like he looks at him. There is something you're not telling me though.
I'm sure there's many a thing I haven't told you.
There's a difference though.
What in
Previously,
particular, Hideaki?
see, I'm starting to study you. Clock
I'm
you even.
flattered.
Yeah. Previously, when we talked about the knowledge that you have, like it's locked behind my own limitations.
Mm-hmm.
But the other day, I saw a hint of like a chink in your dragon scale armor. There's something that you have the ability to share with me that you haven't. And
Regarding my situation?
I think so. Maybe the reason why you're in this mess to begin with. But I want you to know something. I think this is really important for us and how we move forward. And also, this is different than the last time we had a conversation like this that nearly killed Tal.
I remember.
How could you forget? It's okay.
Smiles at you.
Just tell me when you're ready. But don't lie about it being my limitations.
He nods. Thank you, Hideaki.
Thank you, Overnozo.
You understand, of course, why it would be difficult. He seems slowly smile at you.
For a 1 quadrillion-year-old dragon to tell his deepest, darkest secrets to his 20-year-old friend? Yeah.
Oh, only my soul-bound friend, yes.
Yeah. Lucky for me, right?
He kind of settles down on his haunches, laying down, and he places a head on his front claws and paws. Dragons have claws?
Claws.
Paws gives a different visual. Kind of settles down, and you all watch a class let out, a teacher leading a little lesson in the main circle. Kind of, you just hear you can't make out barely any words, but you hear just like a lecture overall carried on the wind. And at some point, Overnose just goes, "They betrayed me." Your village.
Like, manipulated you into a situation that puts you in this way?
Yes, perhaps. I'm sure I have my fair share of misunderstandings. But in the end, I'm the one locked away.
Well, as the king of misunderstandings in regards to the 3 people I care about the most, I get it. Sorry to hear they betrayed you, though.
Yes, well,
No wonder my dad was so nervous when I said I was going to let you out.
you hear there's like a huff of hot, like a chuckle. You understand as well, I hope, that before we didn't have this trust. And if I were to suddenly say the exact opposite of what your father told you, I'm sorry to say I also didn't trust that you would see my side of things.
I think back then I just assumed that I would be somewhere in the middle.
I'll tell you the full story another time.
Sure.
I have a feeling your friends are looking for you.
Yeah, maybe. And besides, we gotta figure out how to resolve all this shit first. Can I tell you a secret?
Kind of, he does not pick his head up, and he just eyes kind of cut to you, and again he just gives you a smile. You know the answer.
I've been thinking a lot about something that Jaya said. You know how they mentioned about like frog legs kind of owning the city, but also that their name being said means death? I think the ambush might have been my fault.
Perhaps there is a lesson to be learned as there always is in history.
Heh.
We move on, Hideaki.
What did Janatimo say about narrative?
It's the one good thing that I have. And he kind of like nods upwards, like towards the sky, kind of just lifts his head. From up there, I have so much perspective. And he laughs to himself.
And he goes to climb down and just says, "Best seat in the house."
And I think Overnose, it just sort of like glides behind you, like twisting around the tower. What do the three of you that have left Janatimo's office, are you looking for Hideaki is there anything in particular, or is it sort of like you end up meeting back up at the Sprout House, or is anybody kind of going to hunt for Hideaki as well?
I guess my question would be to Duval if Hideaki has ever mentioned to Arafe about his thinking spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You would have caught him here.
Okay.
At least a couple of times throughout
Okay.
our time together.
Then I think Arafe would assume that's where he is. And
We'll say-
oh, go ahead.
When he said, I'm sure your friends are looking for you,
Mhm.
maybe from your vantage point, you catch sight.
Yeah. But Arafe is actually going to go sit next to his room because on his time, not on my time.
Nice. Never mind.
I mean, anybody else can choose differently. That's what she's going
course.
to do.
Of course.
Art's just gonna be sitting in the main room probably.
I think Tao might look for a little bit, like keeping an extra eye out as they all made their way back to the Sprout House. But
Yeah,
also like
Tal's like seen him there too.
Yeah.
Like,
But also acknowledges that like if he's mad at them, maybe going to seek him out's not the best move right now. So I think probably Tal's probably in the main area, roughly around where Ark is as well.
Cool. So you'll make your way back.
he with a sigh. All right, let's see. How many lectures do we have today? He opens the door.
I'll see him.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Arafe's going to
physically,
stare
like,
at
you know, like
Arafe's going to stare at you harder.
like physically, yeah, you know, I'm a mess, but nothing a good night's sleep won't resolve, which is very weird. But yeah, I'm okay. I just needed to blow off some steam.
Yeah.
Anything you want to lecture me about? Any of you?
Why did you leave?
Because I was going to say something that I think I might regret that would impact my reputation, the little that I have, to a permanent end. So, I pulled an R2.
If it is something you want to say, you should say it. That would be an arc too.
Oh no, I was referring to like when you leave, like a lot.
Well, Janatimo wasn't loud.
Oh, that's fair. See, and that's the other thing. I was going to get loud. I was definitely going to get loud. So like, I didn't want to.
Then I would have left.
See, that's what I mean. So when I walked in, before everything, I was gonna utilize my threatening to kill a bunch of myceloids when Tal died as my trump card.
You see the full breadth of confusion.
Why do you think that is a trump card?
Because I threatened to kill a bunch of people, and I'm still here. So,
But you did not, correct?
right, yeah, but that's still pretty bad, right?
Is that equivalent to starting students on fire?
See, this was before I knew that, so yeah, sort of lost a lot of my momentum.
So you left because you were wrong.
He thinks about it for a second, swallows kind of like hard. Yeah, I think I was wrong.
Hideaki, why is it so important to you that you fixed this for him?
I've been thinking a lot about the things I said during the conversant ceremony, what it means to me, and how it defines what I do next. And really what it comes down to is just giving people a chance. Giving Jaya a chance. Giving Firepot Ubanu a chance. Giving... what's that elf's name that we dropped off a chance?
Try.
Not Jaya.
Kiru?
Yeah,
Kiru
Kiru.
and Mishkiru?
Yeah, yep. Giving them a chance.
I think at some point, here, because it's later in the evening, in this moment, you also see Benji.
Hey, Benji.
Come run in and go and wave and go into her room, and you think you also gave Benji a chance.
Giving Benji a chance.
We should have given Stone Ghost a chance.
I don't think that we had that opportunity.
I think that your general motivation is a good one. I do.
Agreed.
I don't think that anyone should be... I think everyone should be given some chance to show themselves as who they are, or be given opportunities that they were not given before. I don't think this was the right way to do that with him in particular. He showed his... People can change. Of course people can change, but everything that he showed to us, everything he said, the way that he acted, it all was the same as it was years ago. And granted, he was cheated out of money, but he's also so stubborn he can't see that it's not the fault of the people he's blaming. And I agree. I don't think he should be punished for being scammed out of money. I think that's horrible. But is giving him what he's been so desperately wanting really what is best for him?
Did you see what happened when I offered it? His entire demeanor changed. He got quiet.
Yes.
Because
you promised him the one thing that he wanted this entire
More than
world.
anything else. Exactly.
And you didn't know you could do that.
I believed I could.
There's a difference between being able to do something and believing you can do something.
Yeah.
You
Isn't
can
that
have
what
all
they
the
call
faith
what
in-
manifest destiny is called?
The reality came knocking pretty fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
You can't make promises like that without knowing if you can follow through on them. That's just going to put people's hopes up, and now you're going to have to do the one thing that's going to suck really bad, and you're going to have to tell him, I lied.
And he's going to try to kill us.
I don't think that will go that far. We can definitely work on that. But, I mean, Hideaki, there were ways to do that without giving us the full promise. We could say we can put a word in for you. We can work with you to meet the criteria. Promising that he'd get in is the problem.
I didn't believe that would
Because there were serious consequences to that promise. There is something my mother used to say to me, and I think it's really important to remember sometimes. Kindness without honesty is manipulation. And honesty without compassion is cruelty. You have to be honest about what we can do. You can be supportive and helpful with honesty with your kindness, as long as you're honest about it. We can help you. We'll put a good word in. We'll work with you to help you meet the criteria of the school. Promising that we're going to get them in is not a reality. We're not that important.
And as you said, you didn't think that would work. Then that's on him. Again, that's a testament to his character, not how much you wanted to help or fix or whatever it was. That's on him at that point.
If that's the case, then would him not getting into school be on him too?
He's not going to see it that way, though. He's going to see it as...
That sounds like that's on him.
He was... And that is, also.
It's kind of on me too, though.
Yes, but when you promise. And
Why?
Hideaki, I want to make something extremely clear. I love your optimism. I love that you want to help people. But there is a reality that needs to come into some of this.
I think it seems Hideaki de-escalated the situation. We got out, and now everything else is on him. I don't see the problem.
He like starts to chuckle at that. That's a way of looking at it, I suppose.
Well, here is the problem, as I see it at least. You are correct. Hideaki did de-escalate the situation. Mm-hmm. Until we go back and tell him that the thing that was promised, the de-escalation that was promised, is not actually what's happening. And then we are now facing an unknown of, is he going to get even more mad? Is he going to do something more destructive? So now we don't know. And we didn't know beforehand either, but did we make it worse or not? That's where it gets, that's where the problem, I think, for me, lies.
We collected a lot of information by going there. Almost died. Now we know there's a Hellcat there. We can come into the situation expecting him to be upset, which should make him less upset. And to me, it seems like we lied for his better good, which I am sure has happened to you and you have all done before.
Yes.
I definitely have.
And it doesn't feel good when the other shoe drops.
I think Nim... Where's Nim been? Right now? Like, where's Nim?
I probably took like one of the bajillion beanbags we've accumulated at this point into the center area, and I've been sitting like cross-legged on it, and Nim's just been on my, like, in that little leg nook pocket.
I think to a lot of this conversation, in odd points in time, Nim has just been nodding into certain points. Like, you just kind of see him kind of listening to him. And then to this, when Ark says that, you de-escalated the situation and got what you needed out of him, Nim goes, that's manipulation.
Is that said out loud?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Nim
what
can
the
talk,
fuck?
apparently.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Nim can talk now.
Serious? Could you talk in the Hababi building when you were like when I was trying to talk to you?
Probably.
But you could
to me.
Okay.
They've always been able to kind of talk to me.
Okay, fair enough. But then like earlier, like when you were like shaking your head at me, you could have talked then.
Nim does this little stretch and little like Faraday roll so that his belly shows up and just kind of has his little paws out. Doesn't answer you.
You're a dick, and I respect the hell out of you. Also, R2, can I ask you a question?
Sure, I have some questions too.
I'm sure. You mentioned that it's on me, which precluded that, like, it's on me to resolve, which fair enough. But then right after that, we're talking about strategy for going back.
So, after you left... Oh, sorry, you asked Ark. Sorry.
I apologize. I meant it was on Firepot Ubanu when I said it on him.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's his problem.
We do have a plan going forward, though.
Oh.
We need to let him know about the rejection. The school is asking for an apology for the fires. And then, possibly, if we can make an amicable discussion, possibly starting to have a deal with him and the school to help him start making that money back from us.
So, like a make good.
Yeah, Ark had that idea. It was a very good one.
It is a very good one. Okay. Guess we'll have to see if that works. Oh, he is waiting for a letter from me. We probably shouldn't send that, though.
Can I ask my questions now?
Sure.
Is manipulation bad?
Oh, let's sit down for this one.
Yeah, you finish coming into the room and like actually take a seat. Nim turns around and like is listening at this point as well.
I think for the most part it is. And I say that as someone who does it a lot. Because it never ends well. The truth comes out eventually. And it's not allowing someone to make a decision that means something. It's lying.
Oh,
Then
pretty
why
much
do you
co-sign
keep
with
doing
all of
it?
that.
Then why do you keep doing it?
Because it works.
But
For
if
me,
you
it's
seek
defensive.
to be good,
Yes, I need to not. A lot of the spells I have people do things, control their emotions. I don't like doing it, but it can be helpful, like with the Minotaurs.
Sure.
But I have made a choice to always try and make it as positive as I can.
Sure, like celebration.
But it is underhanded. It is taking choice away, and I don't like that. I see the benefit, I don't like it.
but if it's the right choice with the most benefit, is that not correct?
I think that's the problem with it, is it's very gray morally. Because in many cases, like strategically, when in like a battle and stuff like that, you do what you have to do to get out of there alive.
Sure. Okay. Second question. Why could we not help Stone Ghost?
I think Stone Ghost was, and this is just my speculation, but wasn't a person anymore.
Why?
They said something back then, I am my anger, which to me meant that is all they were at that time. The person that they were before was long gone.
So we could not help Stone Ghost because we decided we could not help Stone Ghost.
I want to, on a meta level, add some context, because to what Hideaki just said, this is where magic and everything, being in a magic school gets a little bit funky. Technically, if you've researched at all into necromancy or that type of magic, spirits that linger which is what was the case with Stone Ghost. It was a weird mixed situation because he mixed with some of the runes of like the school itself. But to what Hideaki was saying, you believe that, or whoever, I mean, you could decide if you want to roll for it, for an Arcana check, or like whatever you know personally, you can decide. But there's a magical aspect of like, yes, like he was what he was in his dying moments, and that's not necessarily a complex 3-dimensional person anymore.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's his.
I'm heading somewhere with this.
Oh, I'm sure.
But we, magic and emotions and people aside, we were the ones that decided not to help Stone Ghost. Then why did we help the other spirit we met? Because we decided we liked them?
Well, we were able to convince them to stop throwing shit at us.
We couldn't convince Ubanu, but we helped him.
We tried to.
It just doesn't seem to have consistency.
It does not.
Right.
Why?
Yeah. Because people are fucking complicated, R2.
Yeah, every choice is different. There's no input thing, output thing that has a direct equivalence all the time. So you need a new equation with each person you're dealing with.
Why?
Yeah, and every relationship is different. Like the other day, I got told I have a good heart, and I was like, I don't know what that means, and I didn't really know if I agreed. But sometimes it's about like how other people think about you and how that perspective impacts what you're trying to do.
Ark, I
feel
think
there
one of
should
the
be-
reasons
Sorry, go ahead. You go ahead.
you asked why it's not, as Arifai said, input one thing and then something comes out every time. And when it comes to people, living things, or even, the spirits situation we talked about, every one of us has been influenced by very different things in our life, in our upbringing, in any trauma we've dealt with, in what we ate this morning. And all of those little things add just the smallest amount of difference, that even though the four of us in our very generic ways are living, breathing, humanoid-esque creatures, we're also incredibly different. And approaching each one of us is different. I can't ask Arifai the exact same question I could ask Hideaki. I would get two different answers, probably.
But
about something subjective.
Is getting two different answers not okay?
It's
It's
absolutely okay.
fine.
Yeah.
It's just
Then
saying
why
that
can't you ask them the same question?
Again,
I mean,
I
you
will
can.
get two different answers, though, because of everything being... It's... I guess my point is, if I were to try to seek the same output from everyone by trying the same input, it wouldn't work. Usually wouldn't work. Everybody's a little malleable.
Yeah.
What? And you see he's having a little struggle, getting all these words to turn into a thought. What makes everyone malleable or different? Is that emotions?
They can play a part. There's knowledge that we have. There's where we come from, its mannerisms, its culture. So it's not just emotions. I know for me, emotions, and I know for Hideaki, emotions are quite a bit of it. but
Preach.
that's both of us. But you also have to understand that emotions are like breathing for us. We don't really notice they're happening. If that makes sense. They're not something that we clock and control too much. So it is hard to explain how they influence us all the time.
Sure. I think that helps. Thank you.
And in that
I
moment,
I always feel like I'm trying to explain things and I'm doing a very shitty job.
I think you did great.
in that moment where Arafe was just like, me and Hideaki have emotions. Tal, what went through your head? Give me a little insight.
Oh, I love that clocking.
I'd like to say, I said people like me and Hideaki.
Yep.
I think it didn't really, for like a half a second, Tal was like, yeah, people like you and Hideaki. And then Tal's like, wait, but I also have a lot of very public emotions. And then they I don't know, they don't feel too bad about it because they think about all the other things that have influenced how they see the world and how they interact with the world, and a lot of it is the experiences they've had superseding the, like, you know, decently sized emotions that they keep in their little package. So it's not as upsetting as I think it would have been, probably.
I only have 250 characters for this Twitter response. Okay, I can't put everybody in there.
It makes me curious, though, in that moment, and especially with Tal and their timelines and their strings. And I like to think it maybe easy to kind of look down to Nim, like, if I had just had a conversation with you about focusing in on you, and how would that have gone over had that conversation not had just happened? And that's a weird moment of duality that you feel like somebody picked like a guitar thrumming one of the fate strings in your life, a sensation you get more and more familiar with as time passes. And in that moment where you all just sort of sit around letting this conversation come to its conclusion and move forward with this, I want one overarching diplomacy roll that I will use as how the next step of handling Ubanu is going to go. We're going to kind of zoom out a little bit. And this will come from you, Hideaki, but I want to know, is anybody aiding with this? Is anybody volunteering to help with the delivery of the news and the rest of the, the plan?
I think Arafe would.
Ark would vastly not. He'll go there to make sure Minotaurs don't attack and Hellcats and stuff, but
yeah, I think Tal's kind of the same as Ark. Like, wants to support generally, but does not want to get that more involved.
Yeah, perfect. So, Arafe, make a check as well. See if you successfully aid this. This is, again, we're zooming out.
This
isn't.
Oh,
Aid?
just roll and
Oh,
tell you what I
sorry,
get.
for you.
For me to
you,
aid.
yes,
Yeah,
to
I'm like,
aid.
I
My bad.
I'm pretty sure I
I
don't
thought you were
like
like,
DC
oh,
with
that's a
aid.
20
That's
check.
amazing.
Right?
No, Hideaki's on his own. He goes into the blindness, but
DC 47.
I know, right?
Oh God, jeez.
that would be a 28 to aid.
Wow.
And 8 is a plus
And
2,
as we
right?
play in our home, yeah, that's a homebrew roll +2.
That makes it a 29.
Plus 12 in diplomacy, bitch.
But the DC was 30. Watch the DC be 30. Watch.
Could I have
Watch.
could I have guidance?
Swamp Thing!
Could I have done that?
No,
Before-
because this is overtime.
It was 30.
DC 28.
Oh my god!
Sheesh.
Oh my god!
Wow.
The aid fucking did it.
Wow.
Besties!
We ain't got your back now, bitch.
And because we have zoomed out,
Uh-huh.
that is exactly what I do want to reiterate, that in these moments, though we will
Yeah.
not role play the
Yeah.
immediacy,
Yeah.
in those moments, you feel, Hideaki, the difference of how you had just had that conversation of you
100%.
wanted their support, and then you look at Arafe and you see
And
and
I
you
got
find
it.
that support.
Yeah.
In that 29 successful diplomacy check, through some odd course of events, and oh my god, is it exhausting, because this is not one conversation, this is a repetitive calming down,
100%.
and a repetitive
Totally.
constantly like, no, let's bring you back down, oh my god, not again.
Don't
bring
cast
you,
fireball.
Ubanu,
I will end
calm down.
you.
The circus music plays in the background.
Yes. You are able to get, by some miracle, an apology on campus with Firepot Ubanu. It's mediocre at best, but it technically counts, and that's good enough.
More than we got
enough-
before.
Exactly. You do so much. So Zokon is like, tells it like it is, and he's very like fact oriented of like, no, it's exactly how I would do it with anybody else, and you have to keep like, it is this game of like, actually we're gonna separate Ubanu and Zokon, we're gonna mediate between,
totally.
and when you go to Ubanu, you're like, this is an extra special deal. It's a whole thing. Eventually you also manage to strike this deal with the Magaambya, where Ubanu feels like he's getting some cool special thing. You now, for the crafters of you, so that would be Arc and Ignacy and those like that, rarer alchemical ingredients will now be accessible for the school. So I will look later and say exactly what that is, but access to a certain higher level, I'll like define it in a little bit. But you create that relationship as well, and are successful in all of that. This happens over the course of a few days. There's coursework as everything as per usual. When eventually, at the near, you finished negotiating the deal. It's been a couple days, so a week plus, maybe getting close to 2 weeks from the events of today. That makes no sense. 2 weeks from the events of when you had just had this conversation. You get delivered to the Sprout House a little poison dart frog, taxidermied, and a little note attached to it.
I lick it.
Nice.
Ark finds out what high is.
Fuck around,
Join
find
me
out.
being cursed with poison forever.
I mean, hear me out. That's an autistic thing. You gotta go around licking stuff. At least for
You
me.
gotta experience the world
If you lick
with
it, it's
your
yours.
mouth.
Look,
Yeah.
you really want to mess with your brain. Just realize that without licking something, looking at it, your brain tells you what it's going to feel like on your tongue. Just there you go.
I hate that.
Oh, no,
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Okay, so hold on 1 second. So like taxidermy who? What?
A little
Poison
poison.
dart frog.
A little
Dart
poison
frog.
dart frog.
Okay.
like a
A taxidermied,
like a bright
poison
color rainforest looking frog.
Got it. Cool.
taxidermied on like a little like plate or whatever you have these things taxidermied on, and a little note attached to its foot.
What color
In
is
the
it?
shit out of that.
What color is the poison dart frog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Color
Is it yellow? Is it
poison
blue?
dart
Is it
Green,
orange?
yellow, red. all three.
Great.
Green, yellow, red.
What's this?
Whatever
What's
it
its
I
is.
read
name?
the notes.
Google
I
image
would like
search.
to
Thank
read
Yeah,
the
I also
notes.
I
I
read
would
the
like
notes.
to
I
read
read
the,
the
the
notes.
words with my eyes, please.
Read.
I just
Read
did.
it.
There's
annoying
yellow,
sound.
there's blue.
I would
there's
like to
orange.
lick the note with my eyes, and by lick I mean read.
Yes.
Great, great, great. I have to literally look up Poison Dart Frog now. I'm sorry. I'm
They're
now
so
I'm forced
We
cute. They're
to.
so
created a
tiny and they're so
hyperfocus.
cute.
I like the dark blue ones, with the black spots.
There's so many of them.
I love them all.
There are so many more than I anticipated.
You know what?
Yeah,
it's
there's a lot.
really
Wow, guys,
they
everyone.
they look like they would be like
Tangent.
You know,
the little like
it's
the
us.
gummy sharks that you can
Okay.
get in the store, just like
This is
those.
a very important question, so I will answer it with as much important detail. It is blue legs with a yellow body with like black spots all over it. It goes
Okay.
blue
Cool.
to yellow with
so
black
cool.
spots all over it.
Very cool.
And then, finally, after you all ooh and ah at the looks of this Poison Dart Frog, Tal licks the note and tastes.
And dice.
I taste some words.
I have news. Signed, Janatimo.
Why did he send the frog?
Why do you tax
What a
it on
tear!
that
What?
thing?
Does he have information on frog legs, maybe?
I mean, you could have
That's
just
what we're
said
gonna pick
that.
up from break after this.
No!
This
So
poison dart frog has
extra.
no legs. What does it mean?
Fun.
Welcome back. So, Ubanu handled. Situation? Check mark. Fantastic.
You level up?
Do we get a
Lol.
gold star?
Lol, no.
Level 8.
We saw some great growth from some wonderful characters. But then you guys got a message.
Message.
Little taxidermy frog.
Oh, a weird threat.
/ weird threat, apparently.
That's a
Um,
poison frog, man.
So,
Sorry. We need all y'all to check house mailboxes.
imagine if I was like, and now I sent you all pieces of mail.
Taxidermy
Also,
frog.
But I
pretty
would
sure
love
that's
that.
illegal.
I would. It's not.
The poison ones, I don't know. I'm just saying. I have no idea.
Oh, it's legal? Don't check your mailboxes. Never mind.
Yeah.
Where
Where did Jacob go? He didn't come back.
Where are y'all going? I mean, do you want to just leave it, ignore it? Do you want to go to
I'm just gonna hang
Janatimo?
it up
We
on
gotta.
the wall.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the
Little
tower.
shrine around it.
I'm gonna grind it up and put it in Benji's food.
Gross.
Ooh.
Benji does ask if she can eat it,
Uh,
actually.
No.
Ark says yes.
No.
Won't it kill you?
Maybe we don't find out. Okay.
She doesn't know either.
They look tasty.
I get
All
it.
right. So you guys head over to Janatimo. And you've probably like talked to him since the last conversation with the updates and everything. So we're
Yeah,
gonna
sure.
not leave things on an awkward note.
Yeah.
Um But he opens the door and he goes, "Ah, I see you've received my message, perhaps interpreted my clue."
Why did you do that? It's so weird.
Do you have information on frog legs?
I do indeed. Come on in.
Okay.
Could you, as like Tal's also
Yeah.
walking in with her, could you maybe next time just tell us without? So we've gotten a threatening letter from them before. When we weren't expecting it, we all, well, I think I did. I'm sure that this was
Yeah, we thought
another
this was
one of
from.
those.
Yep.
Side question. Do we know about the note? Because you two
Yeah.
kind of went on your own
Yes.
little side
Yeah.
mission.
We-
I don't
yeah,
remember if you
we-
told us.
Yeah,
we
about
I
as
showed it.
players kind
I
of
showed
like-
it to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we as players kind of like
We did the
did
thing.
a little fast, like, and we tell you everything.
Yeah, we
Gotcha,
did.
gotcha,
Yeah, we
gotcha.
did the thing. We did the thing. By the way, Teacher Janatimo,
Understand. Sorry.
To
I
answer-
apologize.
sorry to interrupt you, but to ask a question that you asked the other day, is anyone dead?
Not that I'm particularly aware of.
Oh, I don't like that answer. Since that-
Do you mean in the world or?
No, I meant specifically in regards to this
I
particular
hold no
situation.
news of any deaths.
Okay,
You
great.
may rest assured.
All
The frog
right.
you sent us was not alive.
And that, yeah, very much not.
Correct, but that is not a new status.
Do you just have like a drawer of these?
I think we're getting.
Sorry, keep
little
going.
sidetracked.
Sorry,
You see,
keep
as
going,
he walks
sorry.
in, like he hips check, like as he like leads you into the office, he like hip checks a drawer that he closes at that question.
God damn it. I love him.
So,
Oh, Jan.
we.
For sure.
Oh, God damn it! It is, isn't it? Someone write it down.
Oh, sheesh. Hear me out. I'm
put it
sorry.
in the
I was
next thing.
not going to interrupt again until we said that. A shirt. And it's laid out like the Brady Bunch. But then it's Janatimo and it just says, "Oh, Jan."
Oops, I love
And
it.
it's like,
Once
it's all
again,
the
write that down.
teachers of the Brady Bunch. That's what I'm trying to say.
I love it.
Shut up, Duval. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut
Too
up.
late. Too late. I fucking got you.
Are we good?
Yeah.
I think you're okay. Please continue.
I don't know.
So, no, not on an emotional level. That's a big question.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Focus back in. Okay.
All right. So as things escalate in the streets of Natambu, we have been doing our best to locate frog legs. And for the first time, we do have a good lead on where frog legs can be found. We know now why she's been so hard to find in Natambu, because she's not in Natambu. She's actually just outside the city, in the swampy, unpleasant area. It's an area where the city's sewers deposit waste. It's not a place people want to go, which seems to have suited frog legs well. If we wait much longer, she may relocate, so... Or, honestly, even if she doesn't, then people will continue to suffer, so... It's time to act. Kind of gives you a wide smile. I say
All
we,
right.
but I really mean you.
Fair enough. We knew that.
I think you're ready for this task. I need you to arrest frog legs.
Okay. Will we
Arrest frog legs. Just making sure I heard that clearly.
Yes.
Yeah. Heard.
And we should bring her to the chime bringers then?
The chime ringers are too busy currently chasing petty criminals, so...
I would
let
like
some of
to
the ones-
insight check that. Wait, that's not
Sure.
what you... I want to see if he's lying when he
Perception.
says they're too busy or if he doesn't trust them.
Okay.
I'm going to use a hero point because I'm not taking a 1.
I respect that. Do your thing.
I'm going to...
Oh,
let me,
let's go nat 20 for a 30.
Shut up.
Amazing.
Yay.
I'm going to, like, complete his sentence, and then I will come back to you, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I wasn't meant to be in an accent.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I will talk like that now, though, just for you. No, I won't.
Sure,
I
Jan.
guess not Jan, too. Sure, Jan. I think the sure Jan has gotten to our heads. So, the chime ringers are too busy chasing petty criminals, like some of the ones that you encountered. They refuse to see the grander story unfolding behind their backs, so Magistrate Mayor Asanda unfortunately remains too obsessed with repairing his flooded mansion to provide the necessary direction currently. I'd have thought that work be done by now, but what we should do instead, or what we will do instead, is utilize some of my Tempest Sun Mage colleagues. I'm sure they can spare a holding room until we discuss things with the chime ringers if they're not ready to accept her.
I don't think I trust them anyway.
You're natural 20. There is... It's not distrust. It is malcontent with the situation. It is off. It is different than the usual, by all means. It is not that he is keeping anything from you. That Janatimo is not keeping anything from you. You don't think that. You just think, like, he's not liking the responses he's been getting recently, and that weighs on him because he has a pretty high up position in the Magaambya that has to interact a lot with Natapu.
Okay. Okay. Also,
So-
Arafe is clocking the fact that you said he's still trying to fix his flooded mansion and just has
For
this like
sure.
bit of
Mm.
yes, because we already fixed ours.
Oh, nice.
Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me.
I already fixed my wall.
Boom. Got him. Question: do you, from your perspective, believe that it should just be the four of us, or do you think that we should enlist some additional help, i.e., other cohorts?
Currently, you are the main 4 conversants that are available for the task.
Got it.
When you say arrested, I just want to. I think I understand. I just want to ensure that means alive.
Yes. He says very seriously.
Okay.
Murder would make you little more than vigilantes.
Self-defense is not murder.
We can't risk that stain on the Magaambya's reputation.
Understood.
On
Oh.
a slightly softer note, he goes, "We need to stop her, but we don't want to become like her."
Okay. Guess we should start making preparations. How long do you think it'll take for us to get there?
Oh, preparations, yes. Hey, looking around. I mean, kind of similar to the journey to, in a different direction, but kind of similar to the
Sure.
journey to Firepot Ubanu's Forge. It's like through the city, out of the city, a little bit, eventually get there. So half a day, maybe.
Follow-up question. And though it's semi-related, I'm curious how you got that information. Not because it's any of my particular business, but I'm concerned about, if that particular person is still like is going to get in trouble, i.e., they get found out that like they're your contact, and like Fergalix find out, and then they get bashed in the head, like.
Don't worry. Our contacts are safe. It was honestly chasing down a lot of rumors and a lot of different directions until we found a piece of sustainable information. And to like hand wave it, I mean, it took weeks, right?
Obviously, totally.
But when he says like, "Oh, right, preparations," he gets up and he begins to go through this messy office. You do see him open one drawer and go, "Oh no," and like you glance and you definitely see like a couple other frogs in there. There's it goes to another one. He pulls out a crate that has like a bunch of like stacks of paper kind of stuffed in them, and he's like, "No, hold on," and he takes that stack of paper out and he reaches out behind and hold this and kind of like shoves it in your hands, Arafe. Just hold this, and goes through that box and he goes, "Oh, this would be useful," and he pulls out like a set of manacles, and he kind of puts on whoever else has a hand free, and through a course of messy events through his office, he is going to provide you with the following supplies: a set of average manacles, 2 moderate healing potions, a moderate anti-plague, and he kind of looks at you as, "Oh wait, another one of those," and he ends up one for each of you. So there's 4 anti-plagues. And then he goes, let's see. Oh, right, sewage. And then going back to his desk, he opens up a drawer and takes out these like simple twine little necklaces that have scented wax on them. And he hands it off to each of you. And those are just help offset the smell of the unpleasant environment.
Scented candles like the ones that you can get from
Whoa.
the Crafty
Oh.
Gamer.
From the crafty gamer.
Damn.
Want it to smell like
Well
dirt or
played.
sewer? Guess what? It doesn't have to. Go
Amazing.
craftygamer.com. Maple at checkout for 10% off.
Smooth.
Well
smooth,
done,
smooth.
Maria.
Thank you.
That was a good ad.
Thank you.
Can I possibly sneak a glance of whatever the top paper is on that stack he gives me?
Ooh.
Ooh, yes. You do. I'm not gonna make a roll for this.
I mean, it's right in front of my face.
Yeah. There's a few pages here. And like you're like, what am I reading at first? Because at first some of them like don't have a lot of words on them, and you kind of just like flip through them like just carefully, lightly. They're a collection of poems,
Oh, okay.
seemingly penned by Janatimo.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love a person with a hobby.
All right, is he like Edgar Allan Poe or like Frost or like what kind of poems we talking about?
What kind
here?
of poems? He, okay, for this, go ahead and make
Oran
me
House Club.
a
Yep.
perception check to see how much you can read in the time that you have.
Okay,
I'll roll
Oh,
poem
that's-
lore.
that's a 13.
A 13. One confuses you. And it's a bit of a blackout poetry style thing where it's like spaced also throughout the page in a very interesting way. And you're not quite sure the gist of it. Like you did not get it. Another
doesn't surprise
one
me.
is very waxing poetic, like very like romantic. A lot of scenery, a lot of descriptors, a lot of like moonlight, and then a lot of those things. It's a collection, and you're not quite sure what to put together.
So I guess
with
my
this.
last question is it good? Or is this
Amazing.
like
With the 13, you're not quite sure.
fair enough? Fair
Like-
enough.
Okay. It's one of those things that like the delivery could be very like solidifying, you know?
Gotcha.
All right.
All right, carry on. Sorry.
Not worth it.
Just had to know. Inquiring minds.
Indeed.
Inquiring minds want to know. All right. So, any other questions? Any other things?
So I guess the question that's on my mind is this? What time is it? We're here in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
We did our routine of going to get breakfast. And...
I guess the question is everyone is if we want to go today or tomorrow. The reason why I say tomorrow is I might want to take some time to work on something, a bit of a surprise for Frog Legs.
Is it
But-
going to be a surprise for us too?
No, I didn't. I've been thinking about a staff that I wanted to craft with to help sort of with some additional spell abilities for myself.
Sounds like the question we should ask is, do you want to go today or tomorrow?
I really want to go today, but I think it might be helpful if I have the ability to do this because in my assumption is that she knows a good bit about us. So it'd be nice to surprise her with something else that she doesn't know about.
Sure.
I will say if you've had this idea for a little bit,
I have.
you could basically like have a lot of the components prepared. like you have the staff itself that you want, it's just not magical. Like you're like
Right.
you've been halfway through a project but you never like finished it, so you just want to finish it.
So are you telling me that Hideaki has ADHD, Syrup? Are you like calling
Maybe,
it out like this?
maybe.
I would have
I don't
never
wanna say
guessed.
it.
Nah, what weird. But yeah, and most of the components that are required are the spells that he needs to add into the staff, and he's like, actually, R2, I could probably use some help between you and Ignacy. Maybe we could do like a group project. You guys are better at doing this shit than me. Yeah, I did it.
Sure.
We're gonna go study
So-
together.
We'll say that you take the day to prepare. this spell, this staff that you're looking to make, what spell? It has to be a spell that you have.
Yeah,
What are
that
you
I
putting in
can.
it?
That I can. Essentially, it's gonna be a kind of a combination of like if you want to look it up, like what like a staff of evocation and conjuration is. It's a combination of a couple of different things. In regards to like magic missile, like acid arrow, but also like summon animal, and a couple of other spells that I can
Can it
write
be
down. And
multiple spells like that, Waffles?
because on this, at least in the, and actually we can totally like ask, but like essentially this, I think the staff is like it's not just like a one thing. Like I think you can, as long as you have them and take the time, you can add multiple things. But
Yeah,
you tell me.
staffs have weird rules. They have charges. And then you have to expend the charges to use the spells within them.
Okay. The person who prepared a staff can expend the charges to cast spells from it. You can cast a spell from a staff only if you have that spell on your spell list. Extend the number of charges from the staff equal to the spell's rank. So
I just dropped in the thing. I don't know if you're looking at the same thing that I am, but
during your daily preparations, you can prepare a staff to add charges to it. Okay. 1 second. I should have had this prepared.
it's okay. I wasn't expecting to go today, so it's totally fine.
The only thing I think that I heard out of your whole explanation that might not be possible is I think it has to be one school of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Choose a magical school for your staff from among the schools of the spells that on it. From among the schools the spells on it have. Pick the one that best reflects the spells. Usually the one most shared among them. You can optionally give your staff a trait. That seems like optional though.
Because in my mind, if it's a custom staff, why the limitation? But up to you. I'm good with whatever.
Well, the whole thing about building items is they're like half price, basically.
Instead of buying.
Yeah.
Okay, we will. Problem is that I want to make sure that you have your spells up to date. Waffles, can I have you just confirm this? And
Yeah. Sorry to. By the way.
No, it's okay. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
okay. So you spend the day crafting that staff. It will require crafting rolls though, right?
I believe so. Yeah. That's why he reached out to R2 and.
Help me, Ark.
Lesson.
You're my only hope.
Stop it, you. You stop it over there.
All right. So. All right. We can maybe go backwards when you're ready,
When it's time,
Waffles, with everything that is needed to do that. I do want the list of spells specifically that you're putting in there.
Sure.
And if you want to give that over to Waffles in the chat, in our chat,
Sure.
he
Yeah, I
can
can make
make
that
sure
happen.
that we have that. Okay, so we'll work in the background live to make sure that we have the correct magic items here. Is anybody else meanwhile doing any kind of preparations?
Ark is not.
I don't think I can prepare anything.
Well, I should say Ark is doing his normal preparation of he will have one scroll wrapped around his stuff.
Yeah.
I think if they're going to be building, excuse me, I think Arafay will just go research Gripply's quick.
I think I'll
Ooh.
join. I would like to join on that, please.
Sure thing. By all means. So let's make
If that-
called knowledges.
And if that goes quickly, I might research a second thing when we're there, but that will depend on time.
Okay. It's probably a society check.
Oh, good. Oh, no. 16. It's not bad.
17.
Okay. Grippleys are a uncommon, I believe, but otherwise like an ancestry that exists, not so far-fetched. So you know that they're small creatures, they're frog-like looking creatures. They typically have very good grip strength, like frogs do. They have a climb speed. They frog-like humanoids who make their homes in the treetops of tropical jungles and forests. This is the book that you're reading. Grippleys are uniquely adapted to their environment. Their oversized eyes give them keen vision in both light and dark, and their large toes allow them to easily scale the trees atop which they reside. This is this like very like all about Grippleys book.
National Geographic Digest.
Grippleys for dummies.
You do also know that they vary very widely in physical appearance. Based on their environment, it seems, and is there anything particular that you're looking for?
I guess, like, if they are resistant to anything?
No, not naturally, like as a ancestry.
Okay. It's bad when you as a player, I'm like, I would just be looking for anything that helps.
And that's so valid.
Anything so we can win.
I don't know anything about Pathfinder monsters, so I don't know. How likely are they to poison us and we die?
That's very valid.
Do they have anything associated with plague, since they gave us an anti-plague potion?
Probably poison.
There are a variety of Grippleys as there are frogs, and I think you would say that perhaps some frogs are poisonous, just like some Grippleys could be poisonous. But that's not a plague. You think the plague has to do with your kind of going in towards the sewers. Yeah.
He's giving us a dysentery shot.
Yes, basically.
Okay.
Gross.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thought maybe, but you know. Okay.
I think the only other thing that Tal would do, because I keep forgetting that I have it as a feat, is prepare my little root magic talisman ward. So I can do that once a day. So I'll have on me a small satchel of herbs and oils and other things that have been meticulously put together. So at some point, whoever I give it to, I can give to one ally. I don't know who I'm giving it to yet. I'll make that decision before it becomes relevant. But you'll get a +2 on your first saving throw or spell. Or saving throw against a spell or a haunt. So we'll see if that
Perfect
means anything in this fight.
Okay. So with all of that, so with that, all the preparations are complete. We'll do those rolls when you're ready. And shall we head over to the swamps?
Yes. What does... I should just look this up. What does an anti-plague potion do?
No plagues here.
Like, is this something that we should drink before we leave? Oh, for 24 hours. Yeah, let's drink those before we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
I have the last clarifying question. Are we doing it the next day?
Yes.
As in we can sleep and re-prepare spells
Prepare
and
your
stuff?
spells. Correct.
Great. Excellent.
That would be the smart move to do.
Fantastic. Great.
That was my thought process too.
Nice.
All right. So, with that, I know there's a lot of work behind the scenes, but I'm going to say this.
Yeah, we can keep
if
moving.
this was not prepared and it's too much work right now, then we're
Yeah,
going to say
that's
that
fine.
you're not going to be able to craft the stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Just because I see how much conversation is happening and
I get it.
we're alive.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. So, with that, we're going to move forward to a little swampy area. It's noisome, swampy outskirts of Natambu as you head out of the city once more in a different direction. Northward, actually. Inward. Northeaster. I'll pull it up on the map another time.
Northeastern.
Northeastern direction. The swampy area outside the city is near one of the Tambu's sewer outlets. And on the rainiest days, water absolutely sluices through the area. We love that term, sluice.
Like, that is a word I haven't heard in a hot minute.
Sluice.
But today, the stench is barely tolerable, even with your little scented wax necklaces. And this brown green water around you, that doesn't look very, very pleasant. Fortunately, as you come up closer to the area that you have been notated, the paths seem to be relatively well used and maintained, so it makes navigating through these swamps a little bit easier. I want to ask, before we get too close, what the plan is.
Kill froglets.
Yes. But how? Are you sneaking through here? Like I want, you guys are getting closer to the area.
I think one thing that is totally fair if we're like, LOL, you didn't ask, like, do we have information about, like, the housing, the people? Like, it's not like,
you're in the
this is
swamps.
just going to
There's
be...
not-
We're outside of the city.
No, well, okay, fair enough. Never mind. You're going.
There's
So
not a lot
my-
of people here.
Yeah, my
There's nothing
understanding
here.
is that she's hiding here because people aren't here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more referring to, like, her people, you know what I mean? But it's fine.
Yeah, so we would know that she'd probably be up in the trees, most likely.
Maybe.
Tree frog legs, huh?
Yep.
Anyway.
You know that her crew is not just Gripply, though.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Dwarves,
right.
humans, things like that. For the stealthier of us, maybe we could have somebody kind of take a peek, see what we're seeing before we make a decision / come to a conclusion. I know that's very odd coming from me.
Sure, I can.
I can as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I know Art can go invisible, but
As we get closer and Ark and Arafe begin to stealth a little closer still to get at least eyesight of what is it that we're working with here.
I'm gonna
I
pop my mask on too to do this.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead, the two of you make me stealth rolls. But as you have traversed through quite a little bit, half a day here, you've walked through the city once more, you've walked out of the city into a brand new place, and as you've entered this swampy space, it has been a while. And we are finally headed towards Frog Legs. Can I have the briefest insight as to what your internal monologues are in this moment?
There is this just fiery look of determination on Hideaki's face.
Hell yeah.
And And like all the people he mentioned earlier, like they're just like this is so close, but he's trying really not to, and failing for anyone that knows him, to let his like excitement like overwhelm him. He's trying to hold on to the seriousness of the situation. A reminder from someone right next to him that this is not a game.
How?
I think this is the first encounter that has not been reactive. That this group, at least, we've had time. We've been able to prepare in a certain kind of way. It doesn't feel like it just is happening around us and we have to just deal with it because we happen to be there and it's just falling into our laps. So it definitely feels less there's less frantic mental energy for Tao, but Tal is, I think, even more concerned that there's something that they've missed and everybody's in more danger than we realize.
Amazing.
So they're just being extra aware.
Airfay, as you don your lioness mask, what goes through your head?
Yeah, I was just having that realization because I think Airfay is the only one that hasn't had like a direct contact with this. I mean, we learned Jaya was the one with Hideaki, the other two snuck into the house. Like, everything for Airfay has been kind of proximity. So while she's like understanding the magnitude of this, she's excited to get the ambush attempt stopped because so much of it has seemed to be targeted at Tao. But otherwise, she doesn't see this much different than when they went after Stone Ghost.
Okay, perfect. And Ark?
Ark's actually very similar. He doesn't see this as much different as a lot of the things that they've done. And as such, I think his mind is actually elsewhere, to the fact of like he's like not fully focused on this mission. Like maybe he's thinking back to like the mirror and stuff.
Some conversations, perhaps one recently, multiple, who knows? Who knows what happens in Ark's room after dark? No, I'm sorry.
Ignacy. Anyway.
So, what were those stealth rolls?
I got a dirty 20.
Okay.
I got a dirty 19.
I mean, it is the swamp, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. New territory.
All right. You come upon an area of the swamp where you see some buildings in the distance, and you think, there's something going on here. Ooh, I love this.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
This is good. Some good ambiance.
We are here. Let's
you
go.
put the stank in Stanky Swamp.
You are limited, is the first thing you notice, in your movements here. If you wish to avoid the water, the sewage, there is only spots of dry land, and you already can see why this might be an advantageous spot for frog legs, not just in terms of its distance from society, but from far away, slowly coming closer, you see a section of swamp with bridges crossing through little islands, lumps of land, and from this distance you see like 2-3 kind of ramshackly looking huts. And you think this is as close as you're going to get comfortably with that stealth check without your rest of your team. And you can tell me if you're looking for anything specific.
See any people?
Signs of life at all. Fire, people, etc.
How long do you want to stay here to watch?
Ark will even offer for Arafe to go back, and he'll stay here longer if necessary. But like Ark feels very like moving through the swamp, not good for Ark. Once he's like stopped moving and can hunker down and be stealthy, very comfortable.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
Arafe would stay for a little bit to see, just because she does have that shadow obscure. But
few minutes, 20 minutes, 30
I'd say
minutes?
10, maybe.
10 minutes.
And then she
Okay.
would agree with Ark, and she'd head back because she knows that he could go invisible if need be, and she does not have that. So,
Yeah, and Ark's
in those
willing
10
to-
minutes, if she sees anything.
Yeah, and Ark's willing to stay here for up to 30, but I assume the party would catch up by then.
Okay. Make me perception checks.
No. I'm bad at that.
I got my natural 20, so it's going to go down now. So I got a 17.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have a plus 10 to perception.
Natural 1.
Okay.
We good at sneaking, we're not good at seeing, apparently.
Natural 1 for a 9.
Ark, this is probably the most polar opposite to your dry cave, deserty, mountainy scape that you are very used to. This is the opposite of your terrain. And though you are android, the bugs and mosquitoes are thick here. And they keep distracting you. They keep it is sensory wise not a comfortable place to be as you stand here. And I think that's going to distract you for a little bit. Airfay, in your time here before you head back, you see probably the movement. You're rather far away. You see a humanoid movement as somebody seems to be walking from one hut to the other. So yes, there are people, or at least this person here, before you head back to the group.
Yeah, and before she leaves, she'll point them out to Ark, just so that, they're aware, and then she'll sneak off.
At this point, do you all come together and get a little closer?
Yeah.
My cat ears have never been so up and around.
Hideaki
Oh, I see.
puts his mask on for the first time in a long time.
Okay. And with that, I'll bring you all to this map.
Let's fucking go. My heart is in my throat.
It's a big moment, y'all. Now
Yeah,
it
it
feels
is.
like one.
Yeah.
So, y'all got into this map? Is everybody here? Is everybody
It's
good?
black.
I can see it.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I can
The
see
map
everything.
is black.
Are you like super zoomed in?
The whole square is black except for my token.
Culture.
Oh, that's weird.
That's weird.
Looks
Yeah, I
like
can-
your token doesn't have right
Dynamic
Hold on.
platingu.
Let there be light.
Indeed.
I simply wish to see my demise.
You mean again, right? Like again.
I will come on.
Do we heal?
I'll fix it in a second, but go ahead.
Okay. I can see it on the stream and it looks pretty rad.
All right. This is where they have caught back up with me.
and look a little
Yes.
further. Go ahead.
Well, you probably all are beginning to go a little bit closer. You
Yeah.
probably
Mhm.
didn't get this close. Um, do you not have dark vision, maybe? Is that what's going on?
I have low light vision. I don't think
Well-
anybody has dark vision except for Nim.
I believe
Hideaki does
have,
now.
I believe I have dark
Hey,
vision.
I can see now.
Cool.
Hello,
I just
everyone.
put
I have
light
dark vision.
outside. That was my fix.
Incredible.
We did it.
Perfect. All right. With that,
Uh,
what's going on? What do
so,
you guys want to do?
so Hideaki will kind of whisper. So should we like proceed forward to that one? Kind of pointing at the structure on the top here, and see if she's inside. I mean, kind of because I can see all three of the things, right?
Yeah, you see from your perspective, like the 3 huts.
Yeah. You know, I've read a
And-
lot of books. I bet she's not in the first one.
And Arafe, the main crossing here and like basically between the hut closest to you and the way that this path is laid out, the second hut, that was where you saw somebody traverse.
Okay. I will point that out to the group. Airfay is also going to be keeping an eye upward as well.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
like up ahead of the path, basically towards that last house.
Any
More
go-
like
and-
up in the tree line.
Any lightning?
that's
Any
what
lightning goats in those trees?
Hey yo!
That'd be a
Remember
really
us?
cool callback.
I remember.
Kind of wish that was there.
Man, that Pesci could solve everything for us. Just you go do that.
Mm.
But yeah, he's
But
like
yeah,
pointing out all three, and so maybe we can just, if we time it right, we can just kind of scoot around.
Yeah. Check to see what's in there.
We
But
should
not
check
go
the first
in.
one, right?
Yes. Last thing we want is
know
someone
that-
sneaking up behind us.
Okay.
It is occupied in these spaces. You know, there's people that do walk to and fro. So I will say where you are all right now as you come forward, you do not feel like you are the most hidden, and you probably don't want to stay here
Where you
for
are,
very
yeah.
long.
Yep. Okay.
So where are we going? We're going over towards that first hut.
Yes.
All right, Ark will
Ark.
check in with everyone, and before moving, we'll offer to use one of his 3rd level spells to cast Invisibility Sphere.
I was going to ask if that was something you wanted to do or if you wanted to hold on to those for battle just in case, but invisibility sphere might not be a bad idea.
It doesn't work quite well in battle, but
Right.
And also, if shit blows up, shit blows up.
How long does that last?
about 10 minutes.
We better
We
hurry.
have to
That'll be
move.
enough time.
Yeah.
All right. You gather up,
Hamster ball.
Do the song and
hamster
dance.
ball yourselves.
Pretty much.
It's such a
And
like this is
begin
the 3rd
to
time,
move
right? Like it's such a great callback in my mind.
Yeah, as long as you are within 10 feet of me.
Yeah. And we maybe. There we go. Begin creaking on these honestly like kind of shitty wooden bridges that cross from
no.
island to island here. Now as you guys approach here, for now, I will not ask for stealth checks as you are fully invisible and are moving together here. So you can approach this first hut. This really ramshackle hovel is built from like scraps of metal and wood, and it seems honestly appropriate given the environment. And you see all the wooden bridges that connect this island structure to others on the swamp. What are y'all doing as you approach? Are you also, as you kind of come a little closer, you see there is no door
That was my
to
next
this,
question.
but rather a cloth that seems to just be hanging there, flapping.
I am going to look at Nim and nod towards the door and essentially ask them to go in. They have dark vision. They can see a lot.
You want them to emerge from the bubble? Or do you all want to get close enough within 10 feet of the door?
So correct me if I'm wrong. Me doing a thingy will cause me to be unvisible, right?
If it is a
hostile.
hostile
Okay.
action.
Okay, then in that case, I'm gonna manifest over
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll wait
You
until
already
we're
have his token out?
closer. I'll wait until we're closer to the wall, and I'll like put myself as close to the walls as I can within this bubble, to make it as unnoticed that Nim's just appearing out of thin air.
I will also say Ark, knowing that this is like a hideout potentially, is looking around for traps.
Sure.
Great. You make me a perception check. Nim, make me a stealth check.
Okay.
25.
And then I am actively trying to perceive, but via like sound,
Yeah.
such and stuff.
Arc. In the immediate with your 25, you don't see anybody around this hut. But as you've approached, kind of rounded into this angle, looking across the way, and I know this is hard to kind of check distance here. It is a rather large area. It's not, you have a little bit, like within the hut, you might think that like you can get away with like a little bit of noise, but a lot of noise will cross over, kind of a thing. Like you have a little bit of a decibel range here. There's loud rushing water and stuff that can cover you here. There is some of that, and you're definitely kind of paying attention. But as you look across the way, you do see two individuals sitting out front, seeming to be guarding that second hut across the way.
The one down south?
Correct.
Okay.
That's what you notice. But in your immediate here, you don't see anybody.
And he'll point that out. Like whisper to everyone.
What is that stealth check for Nim?
21.
There's a little gap beneath the curtained entrance and the floor of this soggy, swampy space. Nim, color-wise, stands out quite drastically, but you see him keep low, close to the side, and doesn't go inside. He's just peeking through the very bottom of this curtain with a little snout poking through. You see inside here. Well, Nim does. And you're not sharing vision, right? You're just having Nim relay to you?
Correct.
Okay. There's some tables, chairs, a couple bunk beds. Oh, and 3 people. What else do you want?
Do any of them look like frogs?
2 of them do. What's that? You suddenly hear.
So
Oh, they saw me.
Nim has a feat called independent. Nim can do can react how they want to, technically. Yeah.
Nim will poke their nose back out from there and run back. How does it work into the bubble?
You do not become re-invisible. Once you're visible, you're visible.
Okay.
Now, if they never came out of 10 feet of me, then they would have stayed invisible the whole time, but I don't think that's how it goes.
No, they'll have to have stepped out to get through under the curtain a little bit. You hear in your head, Tal, the big furry one saw me. And they instinctually climb up to you being invisible, them not. But you can tell them to do otherwise.
Okay.
You think you have a couple moments before somebody is about to emerge from that.
Okay. I tell them, are these huts ones that Nim might be able to like clamber up onto the roof of?
With like an athletics check or something, you can certainly try. But this is like split second, like
Right. Yeah.
Yeet that
Tal-
ferret on the roof.
No. Tal will say, keep running behind the hut, and come back around once they leave.
They do so. And they kind of jump down out of here, start going around. You all hold your breath as out from behind this curtain, there's like a furried hand that like parts the curtain, and sticking their head out, you see this large, kind of like brutish looking gnoll. Very different than Anchorroot.
I'd like to recall knowledge on those.
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about. That looks exactly like Anchorroot. Definitely, for sure.
It's
1000%.
Anchorroot's
I say with heavy
mean big
sarcasm.
brother.
Yeah.
Look at them teeth.
He's happy, smiling.
Yeah.
You can make me a society check.
29.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
Specifically, that like give me anything you want to as a GM, but very specifically, I want to know if they have scent, because we ran into that with the Minotaurs.
Mm.
Great call.
No, you don't think they do.
Okay.
There's nothing of major import. And kind of looks around. You see that? Kind of looks back inside the tent. There was like a little fucking rat thing. And you hear another voice go inside, be like, "Stop trying to distract this. I am here to talk to you about your unacceptable ways of behavior right now. As Froglegs has committed me to." You see him kind of like huff. I need all of you to make me an immediate stealth check.
I'm ready for you to say your car's extended warranty.
Why does my stealth suck?
Oh, this good.
You're busy
I
with
will give
big
you-
magic.
A bonus here, because you are technically, there's a term, unseen.
Unseen?
There's a term.
Super sneaky. I want to
Invisible.
because I said I was gonna say who had it before it became relevant. I gave my little +2 circumstance bonus satchel to Airfey.
Nice.
So if you're targeted by a spell and you have to make a saving throw, you get a +2. And I'll give you like specifics about that too.
Excellent.
28
Where am I going?
before whatever the bonus is.
14.
20 before the bonus.
9.
It's a group stealth roll, so we win.
Yeah. My 28, don't worry about anybody else. It's fine.
Nim jumped off of your shoulder, Tal, to continue running around. And that was the direction that Nim turned to. So this gnoll is like turning to look before going back inside. Your tail scrapes against the metal like outside of this hut. And you see the gnoll like look in that direction.
Tight.
I'm telling you, there's a little fine. And he turns back inside. Y'all just listening for a moment? What is going on?
Hideaki is torn from wanting the tea, but also like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We're not going. So that's Ark. Like Ark made it clear, or would have made it clear, that we're not leaving people behind us.
Oh, I see.
So it's either go in here or get the tea. I will say, Ark, when we heard the name Froglegs be spoken by what seems to be a specific voice that we could probably pick out of a lineup from a face, he will like bring one hand to his ear and like kind of point as like they clearly have an in with Froglegs.
Indeed. And we listen to the tea.
Yeah. I
Okay.
will listen with my big, big cat ears.
Yeah, I think listen, and then Ark's
Super
gonna kind of
giant.
keep an approximate timer on his spell, and when we start hitting like the 9-minute mark, or like we have 1 minute left, he'll plan to make a move probably.
Okay. So you listen. You hear basically somebody lecturing what you assume is the gnoll that you saw about excessive use of force in intimidating their victims, how they're drawing too much attention to themselves. And if they don't stop, they'll answer to Froglegs. This gnoll does not seem to really be appreciative of the lecture, but is listening. The person talking is long-winded, to say the least, kind of seems to be enjoying this little position of power that they currently have. But you also heard, do you share or tell that there are 3 individuals?
Yeah, I would have shared that as soon as I heard.
Just like with some 3 fingers up or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're not really hearing much from them. Eventually you hear a low little like laugh. You're gonna have a call, a decision here. A third voice that you have not heard begins to speak up. But at this point in the conversation, it's getting very close to your spell. Are you going to listen past the spell ending in this moment? Or are you going to move?
Yeah, Art's gonna make a quick hand motion of like, and he'll even whisper, "Do you want to spread out around the house and hide, or do you want to go in?"
What are we planning to do with them?
Make them go to sleep.
They're affiliated with Froglegs. They'll attack us if we go further.
Are there any other entrances besides this first one?
If I don't know how far Nim has made it around.
You see their nose poke out from the other side.
Okay. I'll, if I can, ask or like motion or somehow if they saw any other ways in.
They'll shake their head.
Okay. Without an
I
answer,
think
Ark is
we're-
going to begin moving around the house very quietly and basically like telling people to like drop out of my spell. We'll kind of spread out around the house here.
Okay.
Okay. So. You begin to spread out. Where are you headed? Just take your tokens. Spread out.
I think I am confused, and I'm sure Tal would be as well, why we are spreading out if there's only one way in and out.
Because the spell is going to end, and Ark doesn't want 5 people standing here. But if
Just
you want to,
not being in a cluster.
yeah,
Gotcha.
if you want
Yeah.
to express that,
True.
then we can move in.
So are you saying then, though, spreading out or not, you want this spell to end out here and continue listening? That's the answer I need.
That was my plan if we spread out. If not, if we don't spread out, we're going in. It's kind of like Ark's.
I
Those
think
are
we-
Ark's 2 decisions.
Yeah, Hideaki's like, there's other people outside at other areas. We should just all go in and do this.
Okay. You do not have a lot of ease of communication here. So this is a lot of tense looks between you all. As the spell is about to end, and it does not look, Ark, like anybody is like moving in this moment, as like some people like shaking their heads, and like I'm sure it's
Hideaki's
actually
starting
kind
to
of
move forward
difficult.
to the edge of the door
Okay, so you step forward,
with Overnosa right in front.
and
Yeah, okay, yeah.
you kind of hear that new voice go, "Yeah, come on. You don't want to end up. What are you doing?"
Oh shit! I hate that.
Ark's gonna go in.
Okay.
Overnose is
he'll-
gonna breath weapon the first, like as soon as he walks in and sees bad guys.
All right.
So when you said sleep, there was heavy quotation marks as well as 7 asterisks, right? Is that what I'm getting? Is that what it is?
It's just the beginning, baby. It
Non-lethal
might be-
breath weapon.
Yeah. We're just starting
Non-lethal
hot.
breath weapon.
just-
If
Got it.
nothing else,
New kind of dragon.
I can unlimited stabilize
Yeah.
people. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, here's what I want everybody to do as we move into this. Roll some initiative.
All
right. Click on the token.
Yeah.
Click on my token. Oh,
Look at that
boo!
big blue one. That's so cool.
Big
I rolled a
blue frog.
2.
A 2? Oh, a 12 total.
Cleric rolls.
That's what I rolled on 2 of my stealth checks. I have a plus 12, and I rolled 2s. Tal also rolled a 2.
Oh no, Tal.
Well, I rolled it in Roll20. My character sheet on Roll20 is not up to date. But I
Oh,
did roll a
gotcha.
4, so it's a
Oh.
12. So, like, it's not much better.
Can I roll with stealth instead of...
Yes, you may.
Oh.
I forgot we don't have to do that.
That's worse.
I
I'm
can,
not going to do that. No,
mine will
thank you.
be 1 better. Come on. Roll 20. Let me. Thank you.
I believe.
I rolled a 4.
We are-
16 total, but a natural 4, I guess.
Awesome.
All right, so with that, let's organize those things. As indeed, Hideaki with your 27, is that correct?
God dang. You're muted.
You're gonna be the very
That is
first-
correct.
You're gonna be the first one through the door.
Well, Overnose is.
Sure.
My question to you, GM Badass, amazing one. Yes, I'm being very sweet for reasons. Don't kill me. Does the breath weapon go off before initiative?
No.
Oh, Okay.
This is gonna be because like this is like, okay, we're rolling out. You are the top of the initiative. That allows you to do this first, because otherwise, Ark might have gotten through the door first.
Okay.
What's happening?
In that case, well, I gotta go do it actually. Yeah, it's
First thing Overnosa sees while you're there, because I should give you a little bit of a description. That's on me.
Sure.
There are 3 individuals here. 2 Gripplies, 1 Gnoll. The Gnoll, they all seem to be like, well, there's a blue Gripply that's sitting down. The Gnoll is now back to sitting down, but has himself turned towards the door. And then a third Gripply, or a second Gripply, but a third person, that is standing up at the table. That seems to be the one giving the lecture. That was this one. The green froggy.
Got it. I believe last time we had a breath weapon conversation. It was we went with the copper type, which is a.
That's it.
I believe it's a. Is it 10 feet or
Line.
5 feet line?
10 foot, I believe.
Yeah.
I think, but I can check. Or the GM can check, because I'm not.
Should be on Overnosa's sheet.
It's not. It's just like it's a breath weapon. Which is why ask.
I thought it was like ridiculous. It's a line for sure, but I thought it was like a 60-foot line or something ridiculous. I don't know.
I do think it's like 60 feet long. I think he's talking about
the length.
Width.
Or the width. Yeah, the width.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A line usually just means
5 feet.
5 feet.
5 feet.
Okay.
1 square. 1 space.
Cool. Then I'm gonna
Sure.
target the null.
The null.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I can only because if it's 1 5-foot line, then I can only hit 1. So reflex save from that guy.
Reflex save. I have the entire chat covered. Hold on.
Nice.
This is gonna be my life of like juggling
Yeah.
too many character sheets.
Yep.
23.
23.
That's a normal success.
Is, I think it is indeed a normal success. So you take as he strolls in and just fires off this spray of acid at this this null entity. Third level, so third, fifth. Yeah, so okay, cool. That is terrible and good. So 11, 13 points of acid damage, knocked down to 7.
Perfect. You kind of push through this curtained entrance and spit acid straight on to this knoll, who before he can even stand up and stagger backwards, just gets like a face full, but he kind of tries to duck behind the chair that he was half ready for to take some of it, and takes that damage. No issue on my end.
And as that happens with Act Together, he's going to, as he's gone in, essentially, I'm going to use Protect Companion on Overnosa with Act Together, which gives me 1 action left, and I'm going to cast Shield on myself.
Perfect.
That's it.
All right. Blue Froggy.
Wait, why do they all get to go in a row? I don't like it.
Because we suck at rolling.
Get good,
They
motherfuckers.
actually happen to roll 19, 18, 17, which is funny. They stand up. This blue frog, she's like bright blue, kind of like a little bit more bullfrogged in shape. I think I might have a handout for her. I do. Here's what she looks like.
Yorulu.
You're Rulu. Yeah, you don't know her name. That's fine.
Oh my god, I don't like that weapon, but I do like you. You're really cool.
She got a lockpick in one hand and a wild bladed barbed weapon on the other.
Barbed.
She gets up. You see her kind of hop down from this chair, slide forward, and immediately, nimbly even, pulls this little short sword and slashes towards Overnoza. As she kind of calls out, intruders! And that is going to be a 29 to hit.
29 will hit.
And that is 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I gotta ask, did she hop down because she's a frog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was punny.
Yeah, haha.
Haha.
Hopefully she doesn't croak.
Wow.
You do see from her dress, dark clothes, hoodedness. You see the lockpicks on her side. Like, she seems to be a more burglary type for sure. She does that. She's going to. Yeah, she's just going to slash again. She moved and she can do one more. 24.
24 does not hit.
Okay. And she kind of curses under her breath.
Next to protect companion.
That's it. Next up, Hrupo. Hrupo over here, with the slightly more annoying voice goes, "What? Oh, get them!" And what he's going to do is he's going to step back a little bit here. The way this individual is dressed, they seem lighter dressed with robes. And you see as they hop backwards off the chair, they grab a staff of some kind by their side. And what they will do... what they will do... oh gosh. They will, okay, so stepping back that way and grabbing their staff, and they say, "Get him!" They're talking to the knoll. And you see a wave of some sort of magic engulf the knoll. And that is it for them. And then the knoll will go, who is also going to step forward in this space, which makes it tight quarters, to say the least.
I have a quick question.
Yes,
I know where I'm at is a little weird. Can I see the spell being cast, or am I out of?
Yeah, you can see the spell being cast.
Okay,
It's a
cool.
small little hut.
Okay, cool. I'd like to use my reaction to use recognize spell to see what they cast.
Okay.
Nice.
Is that like a roll, or is that?
So it depends on what the situation is. So let me run you through it.
Let's do it.
So within line of sight, you must be aware of the casting. If you are trained in the appropriate skill for the spell's tradition and it's a common spell, a second level or lower, you automatically identify it. You still roll to attempt to get a critical success, but can't get a worse result than a success. The highest level of the spell you automatically identify increases to 4 if you're an expert, which I am. And
Are you an expert in divine, or are you trained in divine?
I am trained in divine.
Okay. You recognize the spell.
Okay.
You cast Forbidding Ward.
I know.
And I had that prepared, actually, so that makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Nice.
You know that has
New
to do with an
reactions,
ally
let's go.
and an enemy, and so he casts Forbidding Ward against Overnoza.
Against Overnoza. That is... Oh, I got goosebumps. Oh my god.
We know things.
We know things. I love it. I
We're
love it.
Pathfinder
learning.
correctly. Yay.
Yay!
It's
I've
only
been
taken
studying.
us almost 3 years. We made it.
The knoll jumps up here, and is going to honestly try to grab on to Overnoza and is going to grab onto this dragon and bite. Just absolutely chomp on this dragon.
Okay.
That is... Hold on. I immediately... Oh, this is going to suck to have spells here, trying to remember everything. That is armor class only and saving throws. Okay. So that is a 31.
That is a success.
31. That is 12 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, you just hear like a grimace from Hideaki.
And then that's within reach of oh, no. Okay. There's so many things that I have to keep in mind here. We're gonna do our
Take your
best.
time, Gia Badass, whatever. That's why you have the title. I got you. Let's go.
Takes a bite out of Overnoza with like this sort of coppery blood dripping from his mouth. He grins, grabs his scimitar, and slashes in, trying to hit into that cut that he just made. Actually, that's going to be at a minus there. 27.
Hits.
Sheesh.
Okay, what does this do? When once on your turn, second attack and the second bonus damage. It's fun. Okay. Now I know
does
for
not
next
hit.
time. That's only gonna be 9 points of slashing damage on Overnoza.
Only 9.
Arc 2.
Let's go.
Airfay, you're on deck.
That's me. All right, I want to do like 15 things, but I'm only gonna do 4
Valid.
if you allow me. So I want to start. So first, he's gonna turn to Airfay and say, "Protect Hideaki." And I want to start running towards the spellcaster back there.
Okay.
In the motion, if you'll allow me, I want to grab the curtain down and like throw it on top of the knoll. Just like
Oh my god.
What a cool idea.
But I don't want that to use an action.
Can I do everything for free, please? Can
I
see
want that to
like
be
me
was a
part
free
of
alone?
my move action because I need 2 actions to spell strike. You can say no.
Here's the deal. You want to run straight over a bunch of tables and chairs to get to the Gripply.
Just a table. I mean, based on the picture, I'm just gonna like jump up on that table and then jump off on the Gripply.
Yeah, so I want an acrobatic check.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's start there.
That one.
Oh,
Oh my God.
You try to
you
grab.
should have. You do have one hero,
have a hero
point
point,
because
yeah.
you haven't spent any this session.
Oh,
we
I've
start.
spent
We
one.
start the game with one.
No, I spelled one.
You spent one?
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
preoccupied, I
I typed
guess.
it enchant. I rolled a 14 stealth and I was like, hero point. And then I rolled a 19.
Dang.
Oh, I
If you want to
Oh.
help us
Yeah.
out, you can always buy
Yeah,
us
that's
chicken
a little late
nuggies.
for that.
Chickadees.
Well, it's about to
The
get
swamp's
quick,
really
right?
getting to arc here.
Yeah, I guess, man.
You
Many
are
bugs.
grabbing this curtain, trying to pull it, and instead it seems to be just oddly secured in the angle that you are, and that actually cuts your momentum trying to get on that table. So you slip from that table. And I'm going to have you basically fail to get up onto that table. And that move action of yours sticks you in a very disadvantageous position as you stumble. I will not make you land prone. Think arc.
That would be bad.
It is...
I mean,
yeah.
it would be fair if you made me land prone. So
It's a nat 1 as you try to grab all of that. Yeah. Let's have you fall off
Perfect.
that table.
Prone. Ark lands on his back. Ark is going to his what?
So, real quick, 1 second.
Real quick. All right.
You tried to use a move action.
I did.
Oh, jeez.
Our lovely little Noel here has an attack of opportunity on you as you do
Yeah.
so.
Oh, it's the first time this has ever been a thing.
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah.
We're here. We've arrived.
Hit me with your best shot.
We're not. How about like the second or third shot? How about fifth from the top?
5th with
You're
like a
flat-footed,
multi-attack
right?
penalty.
Yeah, I'm prone. And flanked. So yeah.
Wait.
This is bad.
Protected Hideaki
is
falls.
a 16 only to hit.
Oh.
I rolled a natural 2.
That
Holy
is
shit.
a miss.
You know what? We were owed one.
Woof.
Damn it. Okay. It is what it is, though. You see, though, I think
But
it
Ark
wasn't
failed, you
expected.
guys.
Ark failed. Not only did he fail, though, you see this reaction, which like this person is moving with purpose and determination that you haven't seen in a lot of your combatants, and you're like, oh, these people here are not as. They seem more put together than the little attack force that went against you as well. They seem to be like maybe, you know, so far that like most people didn't even know of this location, even within her organization. So the fact that these people know of this location and are here, that might mean something. Anyways, he swings to where he thinks you're going to be, not expecting you to trip on that table, and misses.
He's so dumb. I'm just kidding. Ark from his back is going to. I think the golden rune on his head is gonna flash a little bit.
Yeah, let's go.
And
Whoever
his eyes are going to do that same thing where they kind of like mirror the golden flash as he casts True Strike from the ground.
Okay.
And then he's gonna cast Shielding Strike from the ground. So he's gonna basically like on his back. He's gonna stay on his back and he's gonna pull his book out and like strike out with his halberd at the knoll.
Okay.
I would have a minus because I'm prone, so it's like a 27 to hit.
That hits.
7 bludgeoning damage. And Ark stays prone on his back.
Okay. That the end of your turn?
Yeah, that's it. That's my 3 actions because I fail.
Airfey, your turn.
Okay.
Tal, you're on deck.
Mm-hmm.
Airfey was going to listen to Ark, and then she heard a tripping sound. So
Yeah,
she's
like a
going
stumble.
to run
I'm
in.
okay.
Go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to jump up on the bed.
Ooh, okay, you run straight past
Straight
the
past.
Knoll, who does not have another attack of opportunity currently. 'Cause he
You
used
think
his
started?
reaction.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
I play a fighter in another game. As she goes by, she is going to allow some of those ball bearings that she had roll up into her hand, and I'm going to cast needle darts at the knoll.
Okay.
Plus 12 to my attack. Natural fucking 20.
Dude, star! What the heck is happening?
I don't know. I'm getting 1s and 7s all the other time. All right, so that's 5d4 for me. All right, let's see. 4, 1, 4, 2, 3. So that is 15? Doubled?
Yeah.
To 30?
Damn.
Plus it's a
Okay.
I'm assuming that's a critical hit then also?
Well, they have to make a save.
For needle darts?
Depends if you
Right?
are you rolling.
No,
an
it's
attack
against-
for
Oh,
this?
just kidding. Nope.
Nope, that's a
I'm
different
silly.
one. Critical success. Target takes double damage and 3 persistent bleed.
Okay, and that takes at the end of their turn, I believe, correct?
It just says persistent bleed. I assume that's correct.
Yes, all persistent
Yeah.
damage at the end of the turn.
I'm gonna need your help with keeping all of this in track, so I put a little bleeding emote, but just help me with that.
So I think my math was right with that. 4, 1, 4,
Perfect.
2, 3. Yes. Okay. That's my turn.
These ball bearings like shift and morph into like sharp needles as the metal bends in front of you, and they just straight into this knoll, who in one blow, like, is not doing good.
Also, I'm still enshrouded in smoke, wearing this tigress mask.
Goddamn right
So
you are, you
sick.
badass.
So sick. I
I'm-
love this.
I guess just to kind of add some flavor, so that's happening, and because I'm doing a damaging type spell, Rin is like on me.
Perfect.
Can I take a reaction?
Do you have one?
Yes. Can I take a reaction that I can actually take?
I don't know. What is it?
I'm just okay. It's my other third level spell. I'm wasting them, so y'all better show up for this boss fight because Ark's runes flashing right now. So
Uh-huh.
Hey,
I'm out of third level spells.
Yeah, I'm holding on to
I
mine.
think where if you'll allow me, Star. I think where because you made a ranged attack roll, right?
I did.
Okay, so where Rin shadow kind of shows up, you see like a secondary silhouette come out from behind Rin, and it's a shadow of like Ark, and he makes the same motion of throwing needles, and I need a will save from the null.
Oh,
Pardon?
this is a
Yes,
reaction.
please.
It's a reaction third level spell called Shadow Projectile.
Holy
Yes,
shit.
please.
Shit. This
We
is
revealed
so
some shit
cool.
tonight. Let's go.
New spell. Who
Ooh.
dis?
I want to remind you, Star,
Mm-hmm.
that it is an action to non-lethal spell.
I
So,
know.
Unless you
I'm
say
aware.
that. Okay.
I know. I had to move.
Cool.
I had to make that choice. I'm like, I can stabilize.
you're
It's
good.
fine.
Heard that?
That's such a good spell, damn.
All right. What will a will save?
Will save, yeah.
12.
That's a
Nice.
crit failure.
Yes.
So he's flat-footed against her attack, which doesn't matter. And he takes full damage, which is 26 mental damage.
He takes double damage.
Yeah, that's
For a
my
crit
crit
failure.
damage. That's my crit damage because that roll 20 rolled
I
the
see,
crit
I see, I
damage
see.
for me. So
I see.
20.
So then,
Yeah. I can explain it to you. I've looked it up a lot. So basically, I launch an illusory double attack of like her attack. When it says flat-footed against a triggering attack, it means hers because she was the triggering attack.
oh, you were supposed to do it before you resolved that
Yeah.
roll. Understood.
But
That's
I
fine.
was wondering if he was going to do it. She is an ally within 20 feet, and so he'll take full damage for the crit failure, 26 mental.
Well, that bleed damage ain't gonna mean much.
Boy.
In this instant, this knoll collapses to the ground.
Ark's still on his back.
And I think this shakes the individuals around vividly. And you see, because seeing it come from Arafe, this shrouded, misty, lion mask individual that is standing on this bed. Eyes are on you. Is it the end of your turn?
Yes, unless I can, for a free action, just say surrender.
You can definitely say that.
As Rin is like hovering over one shoulder and Ark is hovering over the other.
Ridiculous. And that was for like,
Dragon.
oh, wow, wild. Okay.
Run around.
God damn,
Tell.
Waffles. That's awesome. Dude's a
Well,
wreck.
I heard all of that happen from way over here, behind the wall and around the corner.
Grandmother's house we go.
Right. So I think the first thing that Tal's gonna do is run up into the doorway. Hearing Arafe say surrender and looking towards the two Gripply that are here now.
Because this Nola's dead, you technically can step through that space, no problem.
Right. What can I get a sense of like their immediate reaction to Arafe? Like if I have any sort of sense that they have any intention of just like piecing out.
First of all, you are all blocking the door.
Mm-hmm.
They are
like not like you know jet like leaving, but of like
no, I'm painting a picture. Bear with
okay.
me.
All right.
You see them in this immediate watch one of their allies crumple to the ground, and they share a look. You do not think they're surrendering in the immediate. They are like an animal, a wild animal put into a corner right now.
Gotcha. Okay. That then I am going to I think Tal's gonna be a little defensive right now, not quite knowing what's happening. So a similar type of magic is cast on Overnosa and this a beautiful blue frog next to them as I cast Forbidding Ward.
Fuck yeah.
On the two of them.
Nice.
Yay!
Who
I targeted
is...
Overnosa and the blue Gripply that is next to them.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
That's the 3 actions I have.
Hideaki.
And I'm gonna stay in the doorway.
You don't see shit right now, Hideaki. Keep that in mind.
Yep. What? But Overnosa does.
Yeah, but you're not sharing senses.
No, that's true. And correct me if I'm wrong, to move through ally spaces, A-okay.
It's
right?
like, it doesn't cause extra movement.
Correct. You can move through an ally space.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna move through, like with a nod. He's gonna move through Tal's space right next to the dead. Oh, that's not the right.
The botched acupuncture patient.
The puncturing happened. You accurately punctured him.
True.
At the same time, as he steps in, you really should stop. And he puts a hand right next to the what I assume is like a is that like a.
You went muted when you clicked in there.
You muted.
Oh, sorry.
Through.
Yep, I did that, didn't I? Like there's like a treasure chest right here in the back here. I assume?
There is like there's like a storage chest of some kind.
It don't work the way that I wanted to. Hold on one sec. I'm trying to make sure that I don't hit
Tight spaces.
Tight spaces. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. It's all happening in seconds, right? So, and he puts a hand out, and right here in this square, that's to the left of the chest, a giant skunk appears.
Oh, stinky.
Okay.
And a familiar sense happens as a yellow cloud begins to emanate in a 15-foot cone towards these Gripplies. As I, if you didn't know, cast Summon Animal, and then it immediately uses his 2 actions to use Spray Blinding Musk. I need a 42 save from both of these fools.
Okay. That is a 19 and a 17.
Both succeed. I hate you. But they are still sickened 1.
And that's like a -1 to everything. Is that correct?
Yep. All the things.
Literally everything in the world.
So that's his act together movement and the summoning, and he's gonna use his last action to bite at the blue frog. And by that I mean Overnose, not Hideaki.
I was gonna say,
To be clear,
Hideaki's like, I'll show you who's gonna lick this frog.
I put this mask on, and now I am a monster.
I've always wanted to try frog legs.
You watch as this blue frog, eyes trained on everything that's going on, uses their reaction to nimble dodge this. And so they see this melee attack, and basically it's just gonna have a +2 circumstance bonus to AC on the triggering attack.
Okay, cool. What happens when I rolled a 33 to hit?
33 to hit. Well, that keeps it from being a...
Crit.
Wait, math.
Oh, math.
That'd be at 31. So
31 would...
Well, it'd be a -1 because it's sickened, right?
Wait. Oh, what did you roll? Fucking ADHD brain.
A 33.
33. So it's a 23 would be...
So -10?
Isn't it 10 over?
It's 10 over as a crit.
Oh, sorry.
Trying to set it and figure out if it's crit.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if it's
Sorry.
23 or
would be-
under,
Yeah, okay.
It's a
It would
critical
not
failure.
be.
Okay.
But then it's a -1 second. Wait, that's not -1 to AC, is it?
Isn't it everything?
I'm pretty sure it's -1 to like everything.
I'm pretty sure it is too.
I can look it up though.
Let's look it up super quick.
let me add the condition sickened.
That's literally
to my
what I'm doing.
character sheet. It's a -1
And it
to
does.
everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great. That's a crit.
That's a crit even with Forbidding Ward.
Forbidding Ward isn't on that one.
Oh, it's not. I thought you said
No.
It was on the null.
My bad.
It was on the null.
Yeah. And yeah.
It's a crit. Continue.
Yep. Cool. Great. So it's just double the damage, right? Or just double the dice I roll, right? Or double what I rolled. Sorry, it's been a while.
Double
damage.
Double damage, and so everything. Okay, so everything. Okay, cool. It's not amazing. So that's 10 points of piercing damage.
10, you said?
Yep. As just a familiar maw just crushes the clavicle. No.
Ow.
I think that's my turn.
Okay. Yorulu, not that you know their name, looks at this, kind of hisses with pain, glances back to Haruko and is like, they just share a look, they don't say anything. And she is going to... You're still on the ground, Arc, right?
Yeah.
I love you, Waffles.
With my book out.
And a +1 AC bonus against
Because of Forbidden
specifically
War.
this one.
Yeah.
No, I lied. It's Overnosa. I didn't choose
Yeah, I was
you.
gonna
I
say.
chose
I
Overnosa
didn't
because
think I
Overnosa
got
looks bad.
Yeah.
Ark, I didn't choose you.
No one chose you today.
Just how Arc likes it.
Look,
Perfect.
my
They're
friend put
going
up a
to-
boundary and I listened, okay?
They're going to look at you, Arc, and they're going to grab their short sword once more. They're going to stab down at you.
Arc rolls out of the way. They miss.
Nice.
That is a 26 against your flat-footed.
That's a hit. That's a normal hit.
It's a normal hit. All right, so that is going to be 11 points of piercing damage. However, because you are flat-footed and they're sneaky, they're going to get sneak attack damage as well.
Thief.
Which is going to be an additional 3 points of piercing, or precision, so piercing damage.
So 14.
Correct.
Okay. I'll let it all through. Ark just like his, no, don't break my book. And he moves his book out of the way.
Knowledge is
I
power,
don't like
and I need
this.
this.
And they're going to pick that up and swing towards Overnosa next.
No!
18.
Now, Overnosa
18
has
misses.
a +1. That's...
Okay.
Should have swung at me. I'm on the ground.
And
wow, Waffles.
they're going to take half their movement, basically, and they're going to back up a little bit.
Can I use a free action really fast? As they miss?
Yeah.
So you're the same as the ones that ambushed us? You're not allowed to yield because she's going to kill you regardless?
Looks at you and goes, I'm not scared. And then just spits on the ground.
You should be.
And Hrupo over here. Goodness, okay. Seeing but they're scared of Arafat. Alright.
I'm
They
scaly.
take
Spoopy.
this little
Spoopy.
dart and are going to blow it your way. And that is a 21 to hit you, Arafat.
That'll miss.
Really?
I'm a 22.
Damn it. I don't like that. They kind
Save
of
your anger for frog leg syrup. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
they curse under their breath. Then they raise both hands. Open their mouth, their little frog mouth. Bigger than you expect this little frog mouth to open. And begin to vomit a swarm of vermin and flies and mosquitoes, little
I hate
centipedes,
this,
everything.
I
Ooh, I
use
love
my
centipedes.
reaction to say no.
And
Fourth level.
Ew.
This fills a 30-foot cone in front of them. That's why I really stepped back.
Wow.
And this is going to be... No. It begins to swarm all over all of you, basically.
Ooh.
I have a question.
Yes.
Really fast, sorry. That was within Overnose's threat range, right?
Yes.
That triggers Overnose's attack of opportunity. It's been my turn. I have a reaction. Yeah.
Wait.
What is the
What are you
trigger?
talking about?
It using a move action.
Oh, the red one.
Oh,
is-
Yorulu? You're talking about Yorulu when he stepped back?
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw the big blue frog move back. I just saw it.
That was a
move
while
back.
ago. We're on the
Okay,
other person's turn.
okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
No, but
Then I missed it.
you could have. I just didn't realize you were talking about him.
It's fine.
That's okay. Yorulu is so mobile, and he moved half his speed or less, and that does not trigger reactions.
Cool. All right. Cool.
Ah, it all
Then I
works-
didn't
it's
fuck
all
up.
washed.
Yay, everyone!
You're
That's
good.
That's why you have a GM.
Oh,
Dennis,
All
everybody.
washed out in the swamp.
Exactly.
Just tasty swamp wash.
So now, this is we love swarms in this house. We don't.
Book
It's a
one.
30
Save it in
foot
book one.
cone. And what is
Think
the
30-foot
vermin
cone?
swarm over anyone in the area? So this is like,
I think it's just a spell. I don't think it's an actual swarm.
yeah. Okay, so all of you then, go ahead. Now it says basic reflex save, but they deal damage, right? So the save is just to take half, I believe.
Yep, that's what.
So I'm gonna roll my damage, but everybody make me a reflex save.
Since I'm on the ground under the table, I'm gonna assume
No.
that I critically succeed.
You could assume, but you still can roll.
And Maria, I get a +2 to this from the pouch, correct?
Assuming that it is a spell, It is a spell effect that you're making a saving throw against, then yes, you get a +2.
All right, well, my assumption is I roll a 34 reflexive.
Yeah, well.
I'm pretty sure that's a
That's
critical
critical.
success. So.
Don't worry. Karma balances in this house as I rolled a natural 1
Oh,
for
bud.
13.
You have a hero point.
I
Sick.
sure do, and I'm not going to use it on
I
fucking
respect
bugs.
that. Speaking of hero points, it's a reflex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Hideaki rolled a 27, and Overnosa rolled a nat 2. So I said no, and hero pointed and nat 20, which is a 30. Nope. Hold
Okay.
on, it's a lot.
So, if you failed, it is 10 points of damage. If you succeeded, it is half that.
Which means if you crit
Nice.
failed, it's 20 points of damage.
Correct.
I crit failed. Great.
22.
DC
What-
was 24, so yes.
Yeah, I just failed. Then I got an 18. With a +2, I got an 18.
Oh,
I rolled a 5.
sadness.
Alright,
And I do
all of
believe that
you-
is a one-time use thing, by the
Yep,
way, Star.
it's
So
gone.
Cool.
And then anybody that failed, you are sickened 1.
Oh,
Sure, fine, great, whatever.
And
Finally, you get to use my shit against me. Let's go.
oh, and both of them left, so their sickened condition reduces by 1. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're good.
Okay, so you said
Until
second
my
one.
turn.
All right, so that happens. All of you get swarmed by this nastiness. It gets particularly like in places you do not want it to. You're like, oh, get the fuck out for those that failed. And you're sickened. That is all their actions. Now it's the Jed Knoll's turn. So, anyways, it's Ark's turn.
can I ask one?
I love you so much.
Can I ask one clarifying question before Art goes, just so I know what to plan on my turn? Is the second effect counting? Does that count as a misfortune effect?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, arc from the ground.
Wait, I'm laughing because you're right. Content warning bugs, content warning gross, content warning ew. Thanks,
Yeah.
Shivu.
I respect that from him. I love you.
Respect.
I actually I hate that spell so much, but from a frog, it makes more sense than like from a human.
I respect
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
All right, from the ground, Arc is going to cast True Strike. This rune still in his eyes, kind of flashing like it is on his forehead. And then a coin on the table is going to go flying towards the spellcaster in the back.
Okay.
Lovely.
Hey, haven't seen that in a while.
31 to hit.
That is a success.
It's not a crit.
Ark's self-defense isn't murder too.
I know, right?
That's not a crit.
Their AC is 23.
Sheesh. It's
Wow.
ridiculous.
I'll just share that because I don't care.
I rolled a natural
Yeah, 'cause
19.
we were talking about that.
I can't crit them. Wow. Okay. They take 18 damage because I rolled an
If we sicken them a little bit, maybe.
This is not a melee strike, is it?
No.
No, it's a range.
Yeah, it's a ranged spell attack.
They're what? Sorry. Huh?
18
Nah.
piercing damage because coins pierce.
When they're going quickly, yeah, I guess so.
Anything can be a piercing or bludgeoning weapon if you hit it hard enough or
If
throw
you
it
try
fast
hard
enough. Yeah.
And Ark
Stop.
says, "Take my money."
I hate it here still.
Ark does not say that.
Amazing.
That-
All right.
Yeah, that's my turn.
It like slashes into their arm, and they like, begin to bleed, and they're not happy.
Well, that's a free action. Say I'm having the best time.
Mm.
I am.
Is that end of your turn? So Airfate?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Hell
I wish
yeah.
Airfay had more damaging things, but she does not. So I think she's just gonna go ahead and do the same thing over again and go after the green gripply in the back since they hit her with bugs. And I'm gonna go ahead and do needle darts again.
Excellent.
It's 18 plus 12, so that is a 30 to hit.
Yep.
Where did
Hits.
D4s go? Okay. But that's not gonna be a crit. 7. Jesus. 11. 13. 15 again. Okay. I will use non-lethal on this one just to be safe. So as she goes to do it, she's gonna particularly hit like shoulder blade, elbow, hip.
And you call upon that, like you remember your training with Teacher Ott, and you do that. Takes that damage, no issue.
That's what I got.
Okay, Tal.
Well, funny you should have done that exact same thing because that's also what Tal does also as well.
I love you, Maria.
Tal's gonna pull off one of their multitudes of bracelets. Also turn them into needle darts. Also use non-lethal spell. And also target the same person in the back there because they can do things that hurt real bad.
It's scary.
They're a little scary. I mean, everything's scary, including a natural 1.
Oh,
Buddy.
I'm alive.
I tried. I
mean,
studied
you
for
are.
this.
You missed.
I am leaving them alive. You're not
You are
wrong.
definitely leaving them alive.
nothing is more non-lethal than just not hitting them at all.
That's true.
That's
Yeah.
true. It's
Yeah.
true. It's true. It's true. Well, and that's all 3 of my actions. So I was like, I'm gonna move away. No, I'm not. Just kidding. I'm gonna stay right here in cone range. It's fine.
Great. Love it. Wonderful. Okay. Hideaki.
Pop around at me, everyone. So
Actually, you are at the top of the turn order, aren't you?
I am.
Hmm.
Question about second. When does that go away? Is that the
End of your
end
turn.
of our turn? Hell yes. Get out of
Oh,
Oh,
here.
so then that's gone. Excellent.
Yep.
Back
Bye.
to normal.
Hmm.
What do you got for me? What do you got for me?
No, go for it. I'll let you go.
Oh, we got a
Sickened doesn't
second-
decay.
It doesn't decay. I thought it always
And
decayed.
okay, I think yeah. It's
Oh yeah, you,
Oh,
you do.
great.
You have to retch and say yeah.
Oh, I don't
Okay, so
want
we are
to
still
do
sickened then.
that.
I thought it was every round it goes down 1.
No, that's
No.
that's like
That's for other
persistent
things.
damages and stuff.
Oh, I
It's
see.
You have
Yeah.
to spend an action
Oh,
to
so
get
then-
rid of it.
Poisoned or
Which
dazed
means
or whatever.
that Harupo and your ruler
Mhm.
both also
Mhm.
still sickened.
Which
Yeah,
means
that's true.
I
Okie dokie.
critically succeed. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, let's see if we can make things worse. I'm gonna use one action to sustain summon an animal, and I'm gonna have the skunk do it again. Was that I guess was that fortitude or I forgot.
Yeah, I think it was fortitude before.
I did say that. Yes, I did. Yep. So both of them peas.
I very carefully drew you a skunk.
I love that for you.
Oh,
I love
It's
it.
perfect.
Look
It's
how it looks
my
like the
favorite.
check ends with no.
podcasters. Just let me tell you, it's the just imagine the perfect
It's got a
rendition of
little
a skunk,
Yep.
And a
and
little
then
tail?
throw that out and imagine a squiggly
It
line
looks
Yeah.
like a blue crown.
in blue.
I named
It
him
looks
last
like
time.
engine light.
Excuse me.
It looks like
It has a little head
It has a
and
little
a
head.
little tail.
Yeah, a
and the
little butt.
tail is up.
Which
Is it- yeah, 'cause it's
part
cute butt.
Stinky.
Yeah, it's one stinky. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
An artist, everyone.
Artiste.
I am an
Indeed.
artist. Thank you
Artiste.
very much.
Think about it, right? Like we've got the rival shirt and this skunk.
And this skunk.
Both?
What am I doing?
Okay,
What roll?
242 saving throws.
Great. So great.
At neg 1, I guess.
True. So that would be a 25 for Harupo.
That is a success. So sicken 1 again. Does that make him sicken 2? Does it stack?
And a 22 for Yorulu.
Same.
Does it affect them twice? Is my
Sicken
question.
does not stack. They take the highest value. So if any critically failed,
Yeah.
they'll take
Okay.
that. But
That's good to know for me because I would have done something different. But now I know, and it's fine. We're learning, everyone. That the same time as that,
Do you want to take that back? Because I understand that, like,
yeah,
that's just mechanic.
I would, yeah, I would like to.
Sure.
Because I don't think I would have sustained the spell.
Yeah, there's no
so he
reason to
wouldn't
waste
have
that
had-
action if
Right.
they're sick.
For sure. Okay, cool. In that case, Hideaki now in the room. We see at the same time, Overnose is going to move forward towards blue, and as we're going to use electric arc against both these fools. So that's a reflex saving throw now.
Where's the overdose thing?
Towards. Sorry, I forgot. I can do this. Over here, over there.
Okay.
If I can. I had the wrong thing. Thank you. Who helped me? Whoever helped me.
Yeah, behind the chair.
Yep.
Okay, and then that's a reflex
throws.
saving throw.
Yep.
17 from your Rulu, the blue one.
That's
and
a failure.
31 from Shrupo.
That's a success. So that's half damage and a failure. So in that case, let me roll some duffers.
That took me a second. Oh, D4s.
I know I was
I was like,
being
huh?
I was being
What's a duffer?
I was being ridiculous.
duffer? For deaf. Why? There's so many. I wasn't looking at my Discord and there's so many gifts. I also want to take this moment to say this ominous message that was left to me by Waffles a bit ago that I was like, huh? As a GM, you should be happy and scared. ... LMAO. And I'm like, I
Wow.
have concerns.
So I rolled really, really well. So that is to the one that failed, that's 15 points of electricity damage, and then halved, so 7 on the other one. And then with my final action, Overnosa is going to bite.
Nom nom nom.
Ooh.
Yurulu will deny advantage, or not deny advantage, will nimble dodge again
dodge
as
again.
they have their reaction back.
For sure. That's a... Hold on, I want to check one thing. That's a 32 to hit.
32. So they're sickened. I'll make sure. Oh my god, math. So that they're 23.
Goes down
almost
to
crit.
22,
Oh my god, is it?
which
Almost
is
crit.
crit.
Oh, is it crit?
Correct. Same thing as last time. That sickened is
Jesus.
OP.
Yep. That's why I keep using it. I rolled terrible though, so it's fine. You're welcome. That's another 10 points of damage.
Perfect. Okay. Top of the twos round next.
Oh, last thing, because they're about to go.
Mhm.
You still feel the same way? You still feeling so confident? Looking like you're a lot of blood there.
You see them kind of like looking down at their wound, and they look at you. You still think you're more scary than her? I'm going to kill you now. And that is actually where we're going to end tonight, in the midst of this combat.
Oh boy!
It's late.
It is
But why
late.
you go?
It is so
no,
late.
but like, how do you email me and tell me how you're gonna kill me though?
So we have
Who
listen.
may
This is the
concern?
first.
Your soul is mine.
Maybe I might die top of the session next time, yeah.
Here's the thing, y'all.
Mm.
There's one last thing I want to do
Yeah.
before we truly end tonight, and that is award a hero point to Arc for the you. I love suboptimal decisions, and you made the choice to use your last 3rd level spell slot now at the very beginning of
love
this
that.
whole thing,
Yeah.
because a certain rune was flashing, and I love that. So please take a hero point. I love it. And then, as a reminder, we're starting off in combat, which means that nobody's getting any hero points at the start of next session either. And that means we're going to be relying on anybody that wants to come watch us live. So with that,
Syrup, what we gonna talk about before my turn though?
with that, we're gonna end tonight.
Oh, I love you.
Wrecked.
Correct.